real quick, Shigs' microphone, it is what it is tonight. We tried to troubleshoot. We were not able to. We will
Yeah.
continue to troubleshoot, figure out why it is not cooperating. But say
He
hi, Shigs.
My mistake was shutting it off the entire laptop in the first place. I usually just leave it in sleep mode, and
That's
when I
probably
shut
not the
the
issue. That's
laptop.
probably not the issue. I promise
and
you.
and
Yeah.
now he is stuck on a PS5 headset microphone. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 138 of the Sonic Talk podcast. I am your host, Knuckles87, and with me today are Shigs. Say hello, Shigs.
Hello, sorry for my audio quality.
And GX.
Most of today's episode is going to be us asking Shigs to say hello repeatedly.
Although a good chunk of it is also going to be like mobile and Crossworlds stuff, so...
Say
My
hello,
God,
Shigs.
Hello, Shigs.
My God, is the mobile section big today?
It's
It
all
is-
mobile news.
Like, it used to be like the mobile corner, but today it's like the mobile wall.
Man, it sure would be nice if anybody but you cared about any of these games.
Yes, you guys need to start playing some Sonic Blitz or
God,
something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, we'll talk about it
Yes.
later.
Shigs, play the card game.
Play the card
So-
game that you can only access via a VPN.
No,
Yeah.
I just made an account for Brazil, and that's how I keep Sonic Rumble and Sonic Blitz updated.
I'm not
But
keeping I'm not keeping
in any
another
case.
account.
So what we've been playing, I have been playing lots of Sonic games that I'm going to be talking about later in the show. Like Crossworlds, the mobile stuff, the hack stuff. I have not had a whole lot of time for like actual games, which is becoming a problem.
Yeah. I've been playing
but-
actual games.
Yes, you have. So, GX, why don't you start us off?
Why have I been playing actual games? I feel like I've been spending this entire week, like, staying sane with, like, just a handful of non-Sonic games after my own personal blitz of, like, I gotta cram all these Sonic games in for the
You know
musical
what?
spectacular.
Technically, I have been playing Sifu.
Okay, that's cool.
Um,
Sifu seems neat.
Yeah, so okay, you know what? Let me talk about this real quick. So like during the brief period between Crossworlds coverage and Crossworlds coverage, I was having a lot of issues with my PS5 in terms of like storing all of the video and sorting through it and deleting it, and like it only comes with like 800 gigabytes of data. And since I got to record everything in 4K for the YouTube channel, it takes up a lot of space. And so I bought a 2 terabyte SSD for it, and I installed it. And it was very scary doing that because you gotta like pry the white shell off of it, and it doesn't come as easily as you like it to. And then I forgot to order a heatsink, and so I kind of kept it off for a couple of days until I was able to install a heatsink. But regardless, so like I downloaded basically all of my games onto the internal memory, and that encouraged me to play a few of them. And the one that really kind of caught my attention was Sifu, which was a game I think I got for free from the PlayStation Plus thing. Yeah, because I know I didn't pay for it. And like that is just kind of a beat 'em up where you play a karate master who gets this special, well, not karate master. You play a karate person who like gets this special
A martial
thing.
artist.
Yeah, sure, martial artist. Who gets this artifact that resurrects you a certain number of times. Every time it resurrects you, it ages you. and so it's got like these major roguelike elements. And so, like, as you get older, you get less health, but you get stronger, and you also get more experience, which lets you unlock more moves. And so like the ideal way to play is to like get through each level as young as possible, so that you can start the next level as young as possible, so that you like have enough lives to like get through the whole game. And it's a very fun system, but also a very grindy system, because it is a system that really encourages you to replay the levels a lot. Because like the first time I got through the first level, like you start at age 20 and I was in my 40s. And so you start the next level at that age, and there's no way to reset it without playing the prior level. And the only like genuine progression in this game is you every time you die, you have a chance to unlock a move, and if you unlock a move a certain number of times, you unlock it permanently. And that's basically kind of how you have to play the game, where you just like you replay the levels over and over again, and you gain experience, and you unlock moves, and you can start at age 20 with more abilities and with more abilities and skills. And I have been enjoying it. I've so far have not gotten past the second level, but as someone who generally like doesn't play roguelikes, the combat system is definitely enough to kind of keep me engaged, and so I've been having a lot of fun. It tries to be very realistic about things. So like the villains can be like the enemies can be like very good at blocking. They'll be armed with weapons, and they can be very strong and effective against you unless you're able to like properly counter them. And it's very easy to lose a lot of health quickly and then just die. And so it is a very challenging experience. You've really got to like learn all of the combos and the moves, and you gotta like learn how to counter properly. Or you can kind of do what I do and just like always try to keep a weapon on hand. That can also work to an extent. So yeah, I do hope to play more of it, but I have kind of had to step away from those games. I did play a little bit of Ghost of Tsushima, but then I ran into weird audio issues, which I only solved yesterday. But yeah, so that's what I've been playing lately. So GX, you've been playing PAC-MAN 2 Re-PAC.
Me too.
I have been playing. Cool. We can both discuss this to a degree, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, I'm a Pac-Man fan. And hey, to be a Pac-Man fan, like I'm not. I say that, but then also it comes with the understanding that like the reasons why I love Pac-Man as much as I do are perhaps because his evolution as a mascot character is so bizarre that it is fascinating.
I know that one of his big games in the early 90s was like a point and click adventure.
Yeah, like
Pac-Man 2, the New Adventures. It was really frustratingly hard to play.
Sure. I
was never a fan of point and click adventures back in the day.
Okay, I rather like Pac-Man 2, although I understand the degree to which a kid could be frustrating, and it does not explain certain things particularly well. But yeah, I was.
Keep in mind he was like in his 20s when he played it.
Sure, I guess. I was very excited for Pac-Man World 2, Re-PAC. Like as a remake, the first one didn't make a lot of sense why Namco was making it, and I would say
it's a bit on the mediocre side.
Well, like it's not necessarily that I think it's just mediocre. It's more like it fit into a particular era of 3D platformers where it is a bit basic. It's entertaining, but it's a bit basic.
It always seemed fun to me. I only ever played it when we got the Re-PAC version via PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
But I didn't get very far.
But I mean, these are definitely this, and then Pac-Man World 2 is, we'll say, a step up from the first one. A pretty significant step up. Now, I will stop short of saying, like, no, it's an amazing game. Like, no, it is a really decent mascot platformer.
Unlike the first game, this one has a lot of fans. Especially amongst the people who loved 2000s era 3D platformers.
And it is very much a 2000s era 3D platformer. Like, it definitely improves on the formula. It is a little bit more Crash Bandicoot-esque does not feel like the correct comparison.
No, it's more open than Crash Bandicoot.
It's more open than Crash Bandicoot, but it
I played a bit of the original on my GameCube a few years ago. I don't know, but
it has a lot of it has a lot of the same perspective, where much of the game is spent with you running forward down a continuous hallway. There are moments where you're running backwards, but a lot of the original Pac-Man world is sort of these big open areas that you're looking at through a 3/4 perspective and doing a lot of, like, left to right platforming. This is more you're moving forward through a level, and it's designed around that, with that in mind, and that's where my Crash Bandicoot comparison comes in. It's just a lot of basic, straightforward platforming. Pac-Man has a few moves. He has, like, a little bit of a Yoshi flutter jump that you can initiate. He can throw power pellets as ammunition against enemies. He can jump on enemies. He can butt stomp and, like, continue to butt stomp. And if you master the timing for it, he can do this exceptionally high stomp that also stuns enemies. But by and large, yeah, it's a early 2000s era mascot platformer, which even by early 2000s, there weren't a lot of those. And they were absolutely not the height of 3D platforming as a medium. But it's charming and entertaining.
The first one was a PS1 game as well.
And this one, like, it was a reasonably early-ish, like, PS2, GameCube evolution of that. Like, it's the type of thing where it's very charming. Like, the voiceover they've added feels very Saturday morning cartoon. It feels it feels dopey. It has just enough personality that it's amusing, but it's not really going to engage you in any meaningful way. It's just if you have nostalgia for this particular era of platformer, of mascot platformer that just doesn't get made anymore, I think that's the specific thing that I would recommend it for. If you're looking for something that stands up to the top tier stuff today, like a Mario 3D World or an Astrobot, it doesn't stand up to that. Like, this is a really charming 7 out of 10. Like,
by the standards of 2025, from what I'm understanding.
Yeah, exactly. It's very cute. It's very, like, they've polished up aspects of this in a way that's kind of surprising. So. Like, graphically, it looks great. It looks great for a game that they made. All the models are new. All the ultimate, like, even some of the level designs have been touched up. It's not a perfect one-to-one recreation of that classic game.
This is not. Yeah, it's not a remaster. It's a full remake.
Now, did the original games have Miss
There are
Pac-Man?
bosses that are look completely different from their original
Oh yeah, I
version.
heard about that.
Yeah, the bosses are new. The level layouts have been adjusted slightly. There are like new segments within those levels that don't always like one-to-one reflect it, but at least try to bring out the spirit in a way that feels a little bit more engaging. One of the additions that I really appreciate that, you know, 3D platformers at the time would not have done is you can always tell where Pac-Man is in horizontal space because they outline his shadow in a bright yellow circle. So wherever you are jumping, it's pretty clear where you are going to land. They make that very visually apparent, which was always a problem with 3D platformers for a good portion of time. Like, knowing where your character is in 3D space was something that a lot of 3D platformers tried to find different ways to represent. And if you think about the way that Mario 3D Land tried to pitch 3D as a concept, it was like, well, you can actually see it now. And, like, it wasn't as useful as they pitched. But, like, just having the circle down below being like, okay, we are making it very clear where your character is as you are jumping through these platformer stages.
Crash 4 did that too as well.
Good,
With the
cool.
Tiny little shadow going right where you need to land.
That would be extremely useful for a Crash Bandicoot game.
Yes. And overall, I think it's a massive improvement over the Pac-Man World 1 Re-PAC, and I'm enjoying the heck out of it. I will say I don't really care that much for how you're unlocking like hats and stuff and having to replay
the mission structure.
Replay for time attack, or they have a lot of fruits that are very hidden that hey, if you want that hat, you got to not only find all the fruits but then get bronze and time trial and what have you. Not grab onto a ledge and that. So
I mean,
they
if you're
give
looking
for replay value, but at the same time, it's kind of a pain.
Yeah, I meant like you can play this game start to like this is not an expensive game. I think it was
no. It's only
$30.
like $29.99, and I think it's worth every penny.
So if you only wanted
to, although if you want the digital deluxe edition, I think it's like $40.
Something like that. It might not be.
Yeah. The only thing with that is all it comes with is 2 hats. Pretty much the Sonic hat, which you won't get for a while, and the Pac-Land.
Well, it comes
with the levels.
Yeah, it comes with the Sonic levels to be released later.
Yeah.
So right now,
which that's ultimately why I'll be buying this soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to just buy it for $30. Wait for the deluxe later on down the line. It's because you can buy that
it'd be
separately.
cheaper if I just bought the whole thing at once.
Either way's fine. Like hey,
especially since deluxe is like in November.
Like, hey, I'm not pushing this game hard on anyone. I'm not sitting here saying like, yeah, you gotta play Pac-Man World. I'm sitting here saying like, hey, if you like a very specific era and very specific quality of 3D platformer, if you yearn for the 7 out of 10s era of 3D platforming, this is a pretty decent rendition of one of those, and I enjoy my time with it.
Its gameplay's pretty simple. Pac-Man doesn't have a million different moves to him. He's just got about 6 or 7 different kinds of moves you can do in this game. I do enjoy. The one thing I liked about this game over the Pac-Man World 1 is that I actually enjoy playing the over-the-top maze games to get those medals, because I'm actually enjoying opening up the little gachapon machines in the arcade to get statues and that and try to collect those.
You know, the reason why they probably had to remake the first one was because Miss Pac-Man was in it.
No, because they, like, if you think, so whenever they redid Pac-Land for some of the various collections, Ms. Pac-Man is in Pac-Land. They actually did change the graphics to replace her with Pac-Mom.
I think nowadays she's called Pac-Mom or something.
Yeah, she has a slightly... Funny enough, like, Pac-Mom looks like the cabinet art for Ms. Pac-Man is how weird it is. Is like, it's funny to think how weird we've gone full circle with that. As like, we kind of have a different Ms. Pac-Man, but in some ways she also still looks like Ms. Pac-Man, just a different version of Ms. Pac-Man.
Yeah.
So my question is, are we getting Pac-Man World 3 Re-PAC?
Probably
who
not.
knows?
Back in the day,
Like,
that was actually the worst reviewed one of the three. So maybe not.
Yeah, that is the worst one from what I've heard. That's like the 6 out of 10s of 6 out of 10.
Pac-Man World 3 is weird. Like, Pac-Man World 3 felt like it did try to move forward in being the trend of mascot platformers, but it felt like it did so by adopting the kind of... It entered the Sony PlayStation snark era of 3D platformers, like your Ratchets and your Jak and Daxters, where it was always a constant stream of like quipping of like, yeah, I
Wasn't
see
it also
this
just
challenge
kind of
here.
inexplicably dark and more grimier and
A little
realistic
bit.
or something?
Yeah, kinda. Yeah, like you were fighting this weird mad scientist. You were making friends with Orson, who was the ghost that piloted Talkman in the original Pac-Man, and the two would just communicate and quip with each other and make offhand jokes, and like I for what I played, like, it's okay, but it very much felt like it was maybe reaching a bit farther than it could, and it definitely felt like it was trying to pull for a different era of that kind of platformer, which I don't think worked quite as well compared to, Pac-Man World 2's, just kind of lighthearted antics.
So you've also been playing Dead Cells.
I've been playing Dead Cells. You guys ever play yourself some Dead Cells?
No. From what I've heard, that's also a roguelike.
It is a roguelike. It is a fairly old roguelike at this point. I'm looking at the PlayStation launch trailer here from 7 years ago. This is a pretty old, kind of a standard bearer of roguelikes in the modern era, where Dead Cells it's an action platformer roguelike, very much in the style of the exploration-driven Castlevanias, your GBA Castlevanias, your DS Castlevanias, where you are, I guess, a biological mass that cannot die, who is, through each run, inhabiting a corpse in a prison, with the goal to eventually get to a large boss and defeat them and hopefully escape this bizarre prison or kingdom or country or whatever is going on here. The impressive stuff about it, and I think why it is so iconic among roguelikes, and kind of defining within the genre, is how smooth the gameplay is in its flow. It's pretty challenging on like first play, because there are a lot of things to contend with. Like, you are having to deal with a lot of different types of equipment that your character is going to carry at a time. There are a lot of different controls that you need to manage, because you've got a primary weapon, you've got a secondary weapon, you've got two, like, other equipable weapons that you can gain. You've got a sort of stat boosting or just effect boosting charm that you can wear. You will eventually get like a backpack that can store an extra thing, and maybe you equip some other effects that make what you equip in the backpack have additional effects. You've got like side roll dodges. You've got multiple jumps. You can have even further jumps depending on what you equip. And it's just this very fast-paced, somewhat frantic action game that demands not just that you keep up with it, but also that you do so with a high degree of precision. When you take damage in it, taking damage is a big deal. You don't want to get hit, like, at all, which means you really have to put thought into how you are approaching every battle scenario. And that seems unsurmountable in the early runs of it. And the farther you get, and the more you get used to enemy behaviors and some of the tells, the more that becomes a little bit more achievable. I think one of the biggest things that I got out of it that immediately and dramatically changed the way I play is you get 2 weapons that you can equip at a time. And among those weapons, there are usually about 3-ish classifications. You can usually have one melee weapon, usually along the lines of like a sword or a bat or something like that. You can usually get one ranged weapon, usually along the lines of like a bow and arrow or like a magic spell that you can unleash. And then you could get a shield. And shields are primarily used for blocking some damage, but primarily to counter by timing them correctly. And one of the upgrades I was able to get was basically transformed the backpack so that I could put a shield in it, and suddenly anytime I did a dodge roll, that would perform a counter. So suddenly, I don't have to have a shield to run counters. I can just leave the shield in the backpack, and now anytime I dodge roll, that performs the counter against enemy attacks. And you'll find just lots of different ways that you can change up the way you play. You can find lots of different interesting synergies across them. There are so many different weapons in this game. It's absurd how many. And it's not just weapon classifications. Like, a broadsword in this game, there aren't like 5 different broadswords. If you get a broadsword, it's the broadsword, and it's going to feel entirely different than if you equip a lance or a baseball bat or a short sword. And each time you equip something different, like, it has different effects. Some swords cause bleeding. Some are critical hits against characters or against enemies who have been stunned or frozen. I think one of my favorite combinations was I have a ranged, like, cleaver that I could throw, that its ammo was completely defined, like, you can only get more ammo after you kill an enemy. So, like, you have to kill some enemies to build up ammo, but every time you throw it, it stuns a target. And that played really well with a collaborative item, because there are plenty of collaborative items from other indie games, from, I believe, Hotline Miami, which is just a baseball bat. And the baseball bat does crits based on stunned enemies. So I could get into a really solid rhythm of throw a cleaver, smash with the bat, that will kill them. Suddenly I have another cleaver that I can throw at another enemy, smash with the bat, and it creates a very satisfying loop. one of my other favorites is a deck of cards from Slay the Spire. And it could perform one of 3 or 4 different abilities, one of which is like create this barrier of spinning electricity balls, which is just great on its own because you do sort of like damage near enemies that also has electrical status effects to them. But you could also find like melee weapons that have additional effects, like, hey, if if the enemy is electrocuted, then this will do 40% more damage, or if they're poisoned, it'll do like 175% more damage. That you can kind of chain these different effects on to really build up your character. Now, it's still real hard. Like, it's still real hard, even finding good chains. But building those chains and finding some good combinations that you really get along with is like a big part of the fun of it. I have beaten it twice, and for some people playing roguelikes, like, hey, the story's not over. There could be more story, but I do think I'm hitting the point now where I hit the same point in Hades, where it's like, a run in this game is going to be 45 minutes. Do I want to devote 45 minutes to the chance of getting another successful run as the game continues to, like, get harder and harder, like, as it throws more, like...
That's why I like to play that portably.
Yeah, but even for me, like, I was just playing one or 2 runs a day, usually, like, right as I wake up or right before I go to bed. But as the runs just get longer and longer, it just feels like I've beaten 2 of the 3 bosses, the final bosses in the game, which, coming to this after all the DLC is out, is real cool. Like, having such a breadth of things that I could have access to. But I am just hitting, like... I'm feeling the guilt of, I could be playing another game right now. Do I really want to devote more runs to this one whenever
I feel like that when I'm playing Saga Adventure 2 sometimes. The answer is always, no, this is fine.
No, I want to play a different game. And I feel like I've hit the threshold of what this game's going to have me experience. And I'm saying it because I had a good time. I don't normally get to victories in a roguelike before I decide to move on to the next one, or the next game in general. And I got 2 victories out of it, and I'm very happy about that, so...
Good.
I got my new PB. But you know who else got 2 victories?
Shids? Are we transitioning to him?
I was gonna say Sonic Racing Crossworlds.
Oh, I thought he has the things in what we've been playing.
Oh, okay. This came
Yes,
up before I entered in show notes. Well, okay, go ahead.
Well, one of them I'm still fairly early on, and that is Yooka-Replaylee, which I'm currently playing on Switch 2. And graphically, it is absolutely gorgeous. I do have one regret, and that is I got it on Switch 2 instead of like PS5 or Xbox Series X, because there is the issue of, one, it's in 30. It looks beautiful for the most part, but it is in 30 frames per second versus 60 on the other systems. And there is a bit of pop-up here and there.
Even when
so I'm wondering if they just did a Switch version that plays on Switch 2, or yeah, I'm playing it docked.
Huh.
Or is it a case of this is the best the Switch 2 can handle right now? But I'm sure this could play 60 frames a second. It's just not quite there yet. But they are still patching it.
If you bought the inherent, like the Switch 2 specific version, there is a Switch 2 specific version.
I'm pretty sure that's what I bought.
There's only a Switch 2 version. I don't think there's any Switch 1 version.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I
That
guess I can
wouldn't
double check
surprise me
real quick.
entirely.
But
Yeah.
well, I'm gonna be getting it on the Switch 2 because I have the original on the Switch 1, and that gets me a discount.
Yeah, I'll get you a big discount for that. And I will say, graphically, for the most part, is very gorgeous. Looks much better than the original. And the camera, also the camera replacement is much better than what the original was. So this is pretty much a full-on remake. You do get like some camera control, but in some of the outer worlds, it'll also take over for you and just kind of show you from a distance, so you can have better control overall.
Hmm.
And so it's fixed a lot of the problems that the original had with as far as control, camera replacement, and all that.
It sounds like
just
it
made
even
for a much better game.
Yeah, it sounds like it even like streamlined progress. Like you don't have to unlock the book. Like you don't have to unlock segments of the book in the same way that you did in the original.
No. Plus, you don't have limited lives or anything. If you lose a life, you lose some of your coins that are spread out throughout the game that are easy to access. So it's not that big of a deal.
It sounds like if you wanted something reasonably fixable in a remake or remaster of this game, they put in the work to do so.
Yeah, they really did.
I tried playing it again recently, and I still just get stuck at that galaxy level. And I'm nowhere close to getting enough pages to actually beat the game. So I definitely think I might just want to upgrade and try it on that.
Might be worth a shot.
Yeah, definitely worth the upgrade. But
So,
yeah, I mean, if you like the original one but had a few problems with it here and there, this one's much better.
Good. So, you've also been playing some other platformers, I notice.
Yes, I have picked up Super Mario Galaxy 2. Actually, I had a just $10 coupon for Best Buy, so I ended up getting the cart with Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. Even though I have Mario Galaxy on another card, but in this one, it's at least up to 4K now, and I actually never got that far into the second one, so I'm glad to be trying that out, and it looks gorgeous in 4K. I gotta say, my only complaint is what everybody else's complaint is, and that is with the Wii, you always had the sensor bar on top, and that gave you perfect alignment when you were collecting all the little bits and gems and everything. And here you're stuck with the gyro controls, which are okay if you were aiming right at it and shaking around to get it, but you're constantly having to press that R button to recenter and re-get everything. And plus, there's the fact that you're relying on those bits to get into other worlds or to get to the Lumas to feed them to open up other levels.
It's not the star bits that were the concern. It's the Yoshi controls. Like that's why people were kind of concerned about how this would go through.
Yeah, and the problem is it makes it a game where you have to play with the Joy-Cons. You can't really play with the Pro Controller, no matter what. It's just doesn't work near as well for that. But outside of that, though, the game looks gorgeous on Switch too. It's running at a full 4K, 60 frames per second. Some textures have been greatly improved upon. Some not so much for some reason.
I've seen some weird lighting stuff in like screenshots.
Yeah, the glow textures for some reason. There's areas where there's what do they call that when the sun's hitting onto a camera, but the shine of it, you could see like the colors breaking up where you couldn't on the Wii, where it was just a nice glow. It's a little off there. But other than that, I'm having a fun time with it. But it's a good 4K, but it's it was a better experience on the original Wii overall, I believe.
I just know that these are some of my favorite 3D platformers, but I don't want to spend $70/$40. So
I'm gonna take this one thing discussion
I'm
off.
good.
And okay, that's gonna do it for me.
All right. So, GX, what was your transition? Speaking of 2 victories, yeah, we have had 2.
Or other games we've been playing a lot of, and I'm starting to really love.
I have anyway. We've had 2 Sonic Racing Crossworlds DLC pack/festivals drop. Hatsune Miku and Minecraft. So like Hatsune Miku, she did drop with the main game technically, but we had her festival debut in October, which like I guess we've talked about these festivals before, where like you're basically it changes the game into a bunch of team-based gameplay modes, and you have to and you like
it's a Splatfest like it's very Splatfest adjacent.
I mean, Splatfests are just like Splatoon, but with a larger team-based objective. But here it's like your only real goal is to get as many of your own personal points as you can.
Yeah, you don't quite have a team, but the actual events themselves are often team-based. Did I lose you?
No.
Hello?
Okay.
But anyway, the better you do, the more festival points you get, and then you kind of move through this reward system where you earn stickers and tickets, and there's always a horn and a title at the end that you can earn.
Oh god, the Miku horn is so annoying.
Yes, it is.
And everybody's using it. It's like, ugh.
Well, I keep using it by accident during a race because you activate the horn by pressing down on the analog thumbstick, and I'm doing that a lot apparently while I'm racing. But anyway, so by and large, I find it only takes like about 3 hours of play to get through everything, and you can get through.
That's a lot.
Like over the course of like 4 days.
Yeah, that still sounds like a lot to me.
Not really, but anyway, I only missed Hatsune Miku's title because I was going to I had to go somewhere, and I was gonna like do it like from like remotely, but my PS5 signed me out and I couldn't do it anymore, and so I fell just short of it. But I got everything on Minecraft pretty easily because I was actually like home that weekend.
I played to get the extra gadgets, but I did not really go for the horns as much.
And that's fine. Like I go for everything in part just because I'm recording stuff for Sonic Stadium, but also because I like to have the horn.
I imagine they'll be doing these festivals again over time.
Yeah, although if they do ever rerun them, they really should make them optional, because that is like the top complaint right now.
This is my biggest problem with it, is that if I want to just play regular online and up my rank, suddenly I can't do that on the weekends when it's the busiest.
I think the tough part about that would be I get the complaint, and I think the complaint's very valid. I think the tough part is if you decide to make it optional, then you have suddenly split your audience.
That is true, but that's why I think that they should do that specifically for reruns. So, like, then, like, splitting the audience for a few days for a rerun isn't as important as, like, for the big event. But regardless, I had no issues finding games throughout any of this. And for Minecraft, the festival rules were Well, for it's always tap out. Tap out's like team tapping is like the standard thing where you gotta hit your teammates as many times as you can, and that boosts your teammates, and that gets you a point. And if you do that, and if you get more points than the other teams, you can get an extra 10 points at the end, which can potentially put you over the top and make you the winner. But in addition to that, there is also a spindrift rule set where you try to do as many spindrifts as possible, and that was very fun for me because it's
I did. I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, because you've got to maximize how much you drift throughout the entire race, and every spindrift counts, so you can get some pretty high numbers. But of course, a spindrift doesn't reactivate when you switch your drifting direction, and so that does kind of affect how you will drive a little. But unfortunately, there were some people who were just not equipping the spindrift gadget, and so they were just getting 0 points. And I didn't encounter
that happened the first time I played the spindrift thing, not knowing that it was a spindrift. And I'm like, oh crap, I'm ruining this for my team.
It does equip it automatically, so I'm a little surprised that happened to you.
Well, it's just I had my own gadget thing, and I was working on that.
But when it switches over to a new mode, it switches you over to the gadget plate with spindrift on it.
Yeah, I know. I went and switched it without thinking.
Oh, okay. But I didn't encounter much of that or any of that, but I saw people talking about it on Twitter, so it was definitely a thing that was happening.
Oh, spin drifting is so much fun, though.
It is.
Spin drifting is my primary. Even if I know that it's maybe not going to be the most effective. Even if I know I could equip a speed boost or something. It's the spin drift is just so fun to watch and look at, and if you do get an impact with it, it's so funny.
And it can be cool. Very useful when you're in with a bunch of racers, being able to knock them around.
With the tracks in this game as kind of tight as they are, and the way that it kind of encourages impact, to then have the drift that, it isn't disrupted by the impact. It actually, you want to kind of hit people with it. It changes the calculation of how you're trying to hit that drift.
But so my favorite gameplay mode from this festival personally was Shootout, which you get a point for every weapon hit that you land. And so it doesn't just encourage you to use as many items as possible. It also has gadget plates that maximize the number of items that you get. So it's every lap you get 3 item slots. Every lap you get an item. During the Crossworld, there's always a frenzy where just item boxes are everywhere. And so it's just constant items all over the time. And surprisingly, I have just a lot of fun at attacking and trying to avoid getting hit, and trying to strategically use shields and stuff. And it kind of quickly became my favorite gameplay mode. It's kind of the closest we really have to a battle mode right now. I don't know, that was kind of what I was thinking when I was thinking, you know what, this game could probably use some kind of battle mode. And so what's interesting about these rule sets is that they are not in Race Park, and they probably should be in Race Park because they occupy kind of the same kind of gameplay style as what is in Race Park. So it's kind of unusual that those rules do not currently exist outside of the festival.
My biggest issue was I have not, number one, I have barely spent any time online at all. I did it during the network test, and then I did it whenever you were asking hey, I'm on stream, does anyone want to join in for the festival? those were literally my only 2 times playing online. But online, by default, seems to operate at, what is it, sonic speed or supersonic speed? Like
sonic speed, yeah.
Like I guess you would call it like the,
and you
the
apparently only
150.
operate at high speed?
I've really only played on high speed. I found that to be very
surprising.
comfortable. Well, like, I like steering as part of the game. Like, having the super fast race game isn't really that appealing to me. I want the race game where it feels like I have a really, really solid sense of control, that I can hit really tight curves, and it just felt very comfortable to me at that speed. And I haven't really had a lot of reason to go beyond it. So
Honestly,
that was my first attempt, and it requires a lot of adaptation that I have not run through yet.
For me, I like to keep it on sonic or supersonic speed and just lower the difficulty of the rivals. So
I love keeping it on supersonic. Like, I cannot do level 10 rivals even on the lower speeds. So it's like, yeah, okay, keep the rivals at like 3, maybe 4 if I'm feeling adventurous, and then supersonic speed. So in addition to the festivals, which you can check out some footage of that on our YouTube. We also, of course, got the DLC itself. We got. I don't think there's much to really say about Hatsune Miku. I don't think we talked about her in the previous episode, but it's like, I don't know. She's got her Vocaloid voice, and she's got her cool her cool extreme gear.
It's Hatsune Miku. She has all the things that you would expect from a Hatsune Miku.
Yeah.
She comes with
probably
some
the most
music.
interesting thing about her is that we got a bunch of Hatsune Miku music with her. But so for Minecraft, of course, that is paid DLC, and so we got 3 characters, a minecart, and a whole track, and the track is so good.
I find the minecart to be borderline unusable.
Really?
Once again, you just got to have a proper gadget setup. The one thing I love about this game is that you could just, with the gadget setup, you could change your stats so you can pretty much play any racer in any vehicle and still have a good time with it, you know?
Yeah, I think for me, it's just because it is so handling focused, it is so handling focused. Like, you get absolutely 0 speed out of it, and that's I think like I'm hitting because I'm on higher rival levels, I think I'm hitting the limits of like what I can accomplish at that degree of top speed.
I just know I love when I get really good handling, and I try to make up for the speed with like gadgets. Like, you know, there's like gadgets that will let me charge my drift really quickly. That's always one of my favorite setups. But then, like, one of the gadgets I got from the festival was one where if you're using a strong character, you will get a boost from anyone you touch. And that is extremely useful in basically any vehicle, especially something like the minecart. I kept that equipped through like most of the Minecraft festival, and it helped me do fairly well at times. Because it's like gets super crowded and everything. You're always hitting people. Like, what if every time you hit someone, you just get a speed boost out of it? And like, woof! I love that.
Odd, I have that one, but I did not get it through a festival.
Oh, cool. Maybe there's other ways to get the festival gadgets.
I would hope. I don't love the idea of having some like festival targeted exclusives. I get why you do it, but
yeah,
I don't love that. I don't love FOMO. I am an anti-FOMO person, so if I can get it through other means, that's probably preferable. That said, like, I do at least appreciate that they seem to throw tickets at you pretty well. in the festivals. So,
although apparently some people get way more tickets from World Match, so I don't know.
I think the tickets are kind of stingy on the festival, to be honest.
I mean, it's still better than how I've been playing in single player. Like, I don't think single player really throws them at you either.
So one thing I do really appreciate about the Crossworlds, about the Minecraft track, is that it really reminds me of like a Sonic and All Stars Racing Transform track, in that it is kind of like one of the more narrative driven tracks in this game.
It feels almost like a Crossworlds, thing within its own track, because you're going into these little portals and going into the Ender world and then going back out into the regular Minecraft world and such.
Like on your first lap, you start out in the overworld. You go through that. You go like gradually lower, and then you go through a portal into the Nether. And like you're dealing like with like Nether creatures and stuff, and those big white things, that octopus things that shoot fire. I guess I always get hit by the fire from those things. But then, like, you go through the gate, emerge from the other side, go through a crossworld, and then on your second lap, you go through the end, which is like full of ender dragons and endermen and stuff. It's like the end game of Minecraft, and I don't know, like, and like all of a sudden you're flying now through this world, and so it's just a really well done track, I think, that really kind of stands out from the rest of the game.
Like, it definitely has a lot of very interesting elements. It feels like, though, it would probably be pretty challenging because of all the different ways that it progresses. It seems so far like it's going to be one of the more challenging ones to really learn, because you are swapping between
it has been
vehicles as often as you are with it.
It took me a while to figure out a lot of the tricks and stuff, and there was still like a point and right ahead of the Nether portal where you like, it's very easy to fall off the course, but like if you try to like hit the boost pads, and so I had to really kind of figure out how to finagle my vehicle across that without falling off and like losing a whole bunch of time.
But yeah, it reminds me a lot of the way that they kind of soared through some of the maybe I'm thinking of this incorrectly. Did they actually show a trailer of the SpongeBob track? Yeah, they did. They did.
It was in the name.
I was confused if it was the leaks or the actual trailer, but we got the trailer of the SpongeBob course, and looking at that it definitely gives the same sort of run-through vibes, which is what makes me kind of excited for the SpongeBob DLC.
I know that you do start at SpongeBob's house, and you eventually go through the Crab Shack,
the Krusty Krab.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, everything's
you
giant
go down,
or
you
something.
go like underground. You go through the jellyfish fields. It's like a bunch of different.
And from how the Avatar track is described, apparently that one, like, you will go get transported to like the lion turtle, and you'll get to like pick a bending discipline or something.
And I think that impacts like what routes you can take through the track. It sounds really interesting. Like, I'm looking forward to all of these DLC tracks, but like, it sounds like some of the Paramount ones that they've had have been very interesting, which makes me curious if like is Pac-Man and Mega Man going to be as interesting as these other tracks that they're making?
We know that with Pac-Man, you have a Pac-Man world area.
Yeah.
You have like the maze area. So Surely they can make that interesting. Of course, Minecraft has like 3 different areas. So, I don't know.
But yeah, good DLC. Good DLC. Very
Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting value for money.
I'm genuinely looking forward to the SpongeBob track now, especially since at the moment the Grand Prix is Minecraft and then 2 random tracks. And I'm a little annoyed because it keeps telling me, well, you haven't purchased the other tracks. So, like, this will be random, you won't get a trophy. But I'm like, I have those tracks. What the hell are you talking about?
This is the Sonic Talk official stance, is that we want to normalize acceptance of SpongeBob.
Hey, I watched that a lot with my nieces when they were children. So it's like...
I mean, I watched a lot of SpongeBob when I was in high school, so I don't know.
I was not a big Nicktoons person at the time.
Middle school, high school, so.
But yeah. So it's like, I do have some affection for SpongeBob, especially like the first few seasons.
I neither have very strong feelings for or against SpongeBob, but I am entirely in favor of having good tracks, and it seems like
that's the primary reason why I'm excited. Like I'm just looking forward to the track now.
Yeah,
and I'm looking forward to mixing and matching. I'm looking forward to mixing and matching the burger and the Minecraft and the minecart and other things.
if the burger is of the same vehicle class.
It is. I checked.
Oh, okay.
I specifically checked.
Cool.
They're both handling, which is very funny for SpongeBob.
The character who canonically cannot drive.
Yeah.
But he can apparently drive
his own kart racing games too.
Moving on to some other things. So Sonic Race. So we do not have the U.S. sales for Crossworlds yet, but we at least have where it landed on the UK charts and where it went in Japan. And in the UK, it seems to be doing pretty well. It's remained in it launched at number 4 on day 1. On the first week, it did get outsold by Mario Kart World, but Mario Kart World has been in like either like the first place or third place consistently since it came out back in June. So that is not surprising. So it debuted at number 4. It had a sales breakdown of 55% PS5, which was surprising. 30% Nintendo Switch, 11% Xbox Series, and PS4 is 4%. So that Sony partnership seems to be paying off.
It seems to. I suspect that in the US, Switch is going to be a bit higher. Like, Europe is very famously Sony territory. That's kind of why I would expect. Like when we look at the Japanese charts, the only one that charted at all in Japan was Switch. Like, no other version did, because that's the nature of gaming there.
Switch basically just dominates Japan now. it is huge over there.
Yeah. But it makes an amount of sense. Like, I am kind of glad that it's doing as well as it is, because, for as much as my anxiety about what this game is and what it would not be, like, they made a good game. They made a very good racing game, a rather impressive one, and I'm real happy about that. And I think that, like, hey, if they can carve out, like, this is never going to catch Mario Kart World. Like, never in a million years. No. Never in a million years. But
again, I will say what I said last episode. Mario Kart World has like a near 1-to-1 attach rate with Switch 2.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. So it's pretty.
And Switch 2 is selling quite well. And a lot of that is kind of off the back of, like, people being interested in, like, Mario Kart World, what it was doing. But at the same time, like, it's good to know that there's room in the marketplace for other kart racers.
Yes.
I do know that, like, on the Switch 2 eShop Sharks, Like Sonic Racing Crossworlds was in like third and was in like fourth and sixth place
Good.
for a while when it debuted on Switch.
Good. It's a bit disappointing that like a Switch 2 version isn't available at launch, but it's good to know that like, hey, at least it's hitting. Like,
Yeah. And so the following week in the UK, it fell to number 12, had basically the same platform breakdown. And then this week, it fell to 20, I think it was to 24th. Now, so like, you know, it's been remaining like, you know, it's been remaining in the charts in the UK.
it does.
But
It doesn't sound like it has the same degree of tail that a Mario Kart would, but you know, it's
not nowhere close.
no,
Like Mario Kart. Let's see. It is
there were months upon months where Mario Kart 8 would just continue to take the top slot in
Mario
Europe and
Kart
Japan.
8 is on ninth place here, and Mario Kart World was fourth this week and fourth last week.
It just stays there forever. It sits its butt in that chair. Who doesn't own Mario Kart 8 yet? Who's left?
That's how I felt about Minecraft for the longest time. It was in the top 10 forever.
I'm confident.
I'm like, what kid doesn't own Minecraft by now?
I'm confident, like people who buy a Switch just get Mario Kart 8. That's just the game that you get when you get a Switch, and that's how it continues to do this.
Well, I mean, yeah, like literally, you couldn't you have to buy the Switch in order to get the game for Switch. But like, who's left? Who's left that's still not buying Mario Kart?
Like I said, anyone who's just now getting a Switch. So, in Japan, where Sonic famously does not do well, but SEGA appears to have been really trying. It seems that it debuted like around 5,000-ish units. And then the following week it sold 1,776 units, which on the one hand, that is when we signed the Declaration of Independence. On the other hand, that is a very low number for a game that just came out a week prior. So Sonic is still not managed to crack Japan, unfortunately, even though SEGA has like gotten a partnership with a Japanese esports team. They've got a thing going with Korone.
The decals in this are like so. It seems nonsensical how Japan focused they all are.
There's like numerous Japanese brands that I just do not know, but they're in there.
I had to look them up.
For some reason, Japan just doesn't care about Sonic.
But SEGA wants Japan to care about Sonic.
And SEGA wants to have a lot of brand partnerships with Sonic. And
certain weeb Sonic fans really want us to only care about what Sonic does in Japan. Even though that has always been a very small niche part of the franchise, until it gets localized over here, where Sonic actually matters.
I don't know. I have never been able to relate to the people who are like, the only Sonic voice for me is the Japanese Sonic voice. That is a version of that I could never understand.
In the 2000s. When the Sonic voices were, for most part, very bad in the English version, I would often switch over to Japanese because it sounded good. Because I just didn't want to deal with the voices, and that was it. And so, Junichi, he sounds cool. I guess I don't really have a point of reference for knowing what good Japanese acting is. But I'm sure he's good.
Okay, let's translate that. So, are you going to wait for Sonic Prime to be available in Japanese so that you can hear the Japanese voice of it?
Because the voice acting in Sonic Prime is really good.
Voice acting in Sonic Prime is really good.
And most of the voice acting for the games is good. Like, Roger Craig Smith is great. He's the best actor we've ever had for Game Sonic. Don't at me. So, okay, but anyway, so moving on.
I
Uh,
am in Camp Mac. I am 100% in Camp Mac for best Sonic voice.
Max
you know what?
can
I would
do.
not.
Max got a weird myriad of every Sonic voice in one voice. It's crazy.
That's why I love him.
He is the
Like-
Omnisonic.
Like, look, the Sonic Prime voice
Yes.
cast is the best Sonic voice cast we have had, and it is unfortunate that okay, I feel bad saying this because I kind of wish I could have them in the games, honestly.
It'd be
Not
nice
that
if they were in
most-
this game.
Not that most of the current voice cast is not good, aside from like I guess the lady who does Rouge. I don't know what they're directing her to do, but it is not working. But anyway, so moving on. So Sonic Racing Crossworlds has been nominated for a Golden Joystick Award alongside Sonic 3. And it has
Golden
been...
Joystick, I believe, is Game Radar's award thingy.
Well, I don't know. According to our site, it is the UK. It is Is
this a Dread article?
Yeah, this is Games Radar. This is
Okay.
a Dreadnuts article.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Okay.
But anyway, so it's up for Console Game of the Year,
Okay.
and
I
Sonic
believe-
3.
I believe the Golden Joysticks are also entirely user vote.
Yes, I'm
believe that is the
noticing that
case,
in the article now.
which means
Oh,
it's
boy.
probably going to be insufferable again because Sonic fans don't know how to be normal about user voting. They need people.
Sonic
to
fans, you must defeat you must defeat Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Vote
know
for
what?
Sonic Racing Crossworlds.
I've heard good things about Death Stranding too.
I've heard good things about every single game here, except for like Monster Hunter Wilds apparently might have a bad PC port. I don't know.
I believe Monster Hunter Wilds in general does not run particularly well on any platform.
Okay, so I guess defeat Monster Hunter Wilds, Sonic fans. And also,
the irony is Sonic will eventually be in Monster Hunter Wilds. Let's be real. They'll find a way to fit him in at some point.
I mean, I don't know. It's not like they haven't done a Monster Hunter crossover already. And also, Sonic 3 is up for Best Adaptation. Going up against Devil May Cry, Arcane Season 2, The Last of Us Season 2, a Minecraft movie, and Secret Level. Which, honestly, like, I legit think it's probably better than a few of these. But definitely not all of them. Regardless,
It's better
I'm
than
gonna vote for the
Secret
Sonic
Level.
one.
We can agree on that.
Secret Level give us Dark Pac-Man.
Secret Level gave us a lot of things that we absolutely did not need. I have not seen Sonic 3. I promise you, it is a better adaptation than Secret Level of anything.
Well, I saw a Minecraft movie last week, completely at random, had nothing to do with the festival, and I can also confirm that Sonic 3 is better than that.
Is it a better adaptation though?
No, it's not a better adaptation.
Well, if we go by as we know, user votes
But it is a
always
better
go
movie.
by the spirit and the letter of the law.
Like, look, if we're going by adaptation, a Minecraft movie literally just has Minecraft game elements throughout the whole movie. It is kind of impressive that they just all like, yeah, we can just like place giant blocks down.
They literally made kids go into the world of Minecraft. It is the most basic ass premise of this kind of movie without any sort of like ornamentation over. It's like, no, we just put kids in the Minecraft. They have to learn how to do Minecraft, and then they do Minecraft.
And it's like even like the
One of the
crafting
lines
table.
is one of the literal lines is first we mine, then we craft. Let's Minecraft.
Yes,
Perfect.
Yes,
That's what
yes.
you
The
do.
first one I watched had a countdown to all of Jack Black's lines, including that one. Anyway, so yeah, so that's Golden Joysticks. I guess go defeat Minecraft and Monster Hunter, Sonic fans. Let's rally! Woo!
Don't be weird about it. Please don't be weird about it. You've
Yes,
never
don't be
stopped
weird about
being
it.
weird
We're talking
about it.
about.
Yeah, I need you to not be weird about it.
GX, all hardcore fans are weird about it. That's just how they are.
Sonic fans are especially weird about it,
No,
though.
they aren't.
Yes, do you
I
want
have
me to
seen-
go? Do you want me to go back to the Genshin Impact fight? I was
Not right now because we have
embarrassed.
to move on to the next news item.
It caused the
Which-
Genshin Impact fan base to get really weirded out and then rally themselves. Because the Sonic fans were being absurd.
But anyway, moving on to Sega issues warning. I don't know, GX. That just sounds like a Genshin Impact fan's perspective on things. Anyway,
Don't play Genshin Impact.
Sega issues warning towards players of misconduct in Sonic Racing Crossworlds. Apparently, what I'm hearing about is I haven't read through the actual warning, but apparently, like, they explicitly said cosmetic mods are okay, but mods that like mess with vehicle stats and stuff, and essentially help you cheat.
Also,
that's
hey,
bad.
don't install mods that let you access DLC.
Yes,
Paid
don't do
DLC that is not in the game. Don't do that.
Right.
Apparently, someone did that, and then went online by accident, and they just got banned immediately for like, I think it was 24 hours or something. I don't think it was permanent. But yeah, like it just immediately detects it and then just gives you the ban hammer.
Yeah, don't do it. It's very easy to not do that. It's very easy to not do that. Like, I think Sonic fans might have gotten a little bit complacent, and there's a sentiment in the fan base that, like, no, Sega's cool with mods. And I kind of want to nip this in the bud. Sega does not support mods.
Well,
No. They do not support mods. They tolerate mods. There is a difference. There is a fundamental difference between
where
tolerating
possible, Sega encourages its users to express their creativity and enhance the experience of certain games through the creation of modifications, including but not limited to new items, weapons, characters, models, textures, levels, storylines, music, and game modes for use with the product, mods or mod or mods. Reads a section of the EULA.
Sure.
They actually do seem to be encouraging it now.
But they don't necessarily specify, like, for this game. This game, it's worth mentioning, we have never had a Sonic game where they have placed this much emphasis on online play, with the exception of, like, the mobile games.
Yeah, and Rumble, if you want to count that as a PC game, I guess.
Rumble isn't out yet, is it?
No,
I'm
but
kidding.
I can play it.
Rumble is out, technically. But, like, yeah. Like, they kind of... This is the first time where they kind of do, in a very console and PC-oriented way, have to manage this. They have to actually enforce anti-cheat. Like, technically, they do
there
in...
is a fair points mechanic where, like, you will get subtracted points if your game ends weirdly. That happened to me once while I was trying to get that Hatsune Miku title, and I was playing remotely, and like I said, I got signed out of my PS5.
Yeah. But there is technically a bit of anti-cheat in Sonic Superstars, but also nobody cares about Sonic Superstars online multiplayer.
Right.
Literally nobody cares. If you think that you are the one person who cares, I'm sorry, you don't actually exist. I hate to be the person to tell you this,
GX,
but
I
you
care.
do not exist. No,
Are you
first
saying
off,
I don't exist?
no, I'm saying you are lying. You don't care. You absolutely do not care. Don't lie to me, Knuckles. I am not saying you are the worst liar. I am saying You are trying to lie about something that is absolutely impossible.
I care, I promise.
You absolutely do not. No, you care about the skins in the multiplayer. That is where your care ends. You do not care about playing it in the slightest.
God damn it, you're right. I wonder. I should mod it. I wonder if there's a mod for that to get those skins in the main game. I should look that up.
There probably is something. I don't know.
But yeah. So like this is the first game where Sega's really actually had to go in on anti cheating measures. So
So yeah, hey, don't cheat.
But
Don't be stupid. Don't ruin the game
the
for
one
others.
person who accidentally like played with the Minecraft mod enabled, like they didn't mean to. It was an accident, and then they got banhammered.
Yeah, but they did mean to install the mod. Like
yeah, and that is why I did not touch that mod. Oh,
and
okay,
that is
version.
considering that they are selling that it would be considered a form of theft in a way.
Yeah.
So, that's I don't know. Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. Don't do stupid things.
Smart.
Play the game largely as intended, and if you want to replace one of the characters with a different 3D model, don't replace it with like something that Sega is trying to make you pay for. Like it's not that hard.
There you go.
So who likes Luis de Guzman?
I am vaguely aware of him only through the doing stuff for the site. I have no strong feelings about his work, either positively or negatively. I guess like I have to be the person talking about it though, because I'm the one who wrote it up.
Yes, you do.
I'm slowly digging my way through our news thing to try to find where the article is so that I can bring up an image onto chat.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll talk about it. I know that Luis de Guzman, his art is like stock art of Sonic characters, but then it's like has weird stuff on them.
I don't think it's stock. I don't think it's stock art. I think I get the impression he is actually drawing these characters, but I don't know. You're not gonna get a chance to see it up on screen because for whatever reason, stuff is weird.
I'm a little surprised you don't just have it from the show notes.
I should just be using the show notes. Why aren't I using the show notes?
Well, I've sent you the link.
Cool.
There.
Cool. Hey, I'm an effective podcast producer. But yeah, Luis de Guzman, he is a sort of pop artist. He doesn't always do pop stuff, but he does do a lot of pop culture collaborations or company collaborations or brand collaborations that sort of work within his sort of iconic I don't know, geometric style, polygon style, where just it's almost a bit bit like vaporwave reminiscent in what he goes for, but effectively he's teaming up with Sega for a second time. The first time was a Chicago sort of installation where he had designed these Sonic and Shadow statuettes.
Man, they look freaking weird.
Yeah,
it's like they've got. It's like I don't know. They're like corrupted or something.
Yeah, like I said, it's like a polygon focused vaporwave style to it. And these ones are supposed to be more themed around Sonic Racing Crossworlds.
I think I may have gotten him mixed up with another artist that Sega's really insistent we cover. About a year ago.
I don't know. As long as they don't make me cover the frickin' DJ who was big into Web3 and did that stupid augmented reality
Oh, that
concert.
crap. Yeah, that was weird.
I don't remember his name, and you know what? I'm okay not remembering his name. I'm pretty happy living my life not remembering who the frick that was. But yeah. It's an iconic style. If you live in California, you might be able to, like near Los Angeles, you might be able to register to be at the opening reception. Otherwise, like, it's an art installation. You could probably go in and see it. They got merch. I think one of those merch is going to be a set of racing jacket style shirts that feature some of his art, and you know, it seems fine. I don't think it's particularly noteworthy, but Sega continues to work with this person. We have no clue what the art's actually going to be. I don't know if they're just going to move the statues from Chicago over to here, or if he's going to have some new stuff, or if there's going to be new statues, or
Sonic
whatever.
in cars now, because they've been doing a lot of that lately.
I don't know. Like, the art on the jacket things are the same artwork, or the same poses that the statues themselves were in. So I don't know if it's, like I said, I don't know if it's new art. I don't know if it's old art, but it's apparently new merch, which is one of the things that they want to sell for it. So yeah.
So if you want the a physical copy of Crossworlds soundtrack for some reason, that will be coming out on November 26th.
I'd want it if you want to rip it into FLAC. That's a good reason to want it.
I guess. I don't know.
Does that include a vinyl CD? I mean, a
vinyl CD.
A vinyl record.
I'm just seeing an OST CD mentioned. It's called Echoes of Dimensions.
So we knew there was going to be one, if only because it is going to... I don't know if this specific version is going to be included, but some version of the soundtrack is intended to be included with the limited run games Big Dumb Edition. But yeah, I mean, like, hey, they continue to do these. It will be nice to be able to have metadata, and if you want as close to lossless of music of this soundtrack as you can get, it's probably one of the better ways to do it.
Personally, I'm just gonna listen to it on a streaming service.
I am going to get it in FLAC in one way or another. I don't know how I'm gonna get it in FLAC, but I'm gonna find some way to get it in FLAC.
I'm gonna get it in 8-track.
Shigs, you're not that old.
I was
around during 8-track, man.
Oh, damn, you are that old.
Do you know how many songs are in this soundtrack, my dude? There's like 200 tracks in the soundtrack. How many 8 tracks are you owning, my dude?
That would be a massive collection of 8 tracks.
Man, imagine trying to sell a soundtrack that large on soundtrack. You would need to transport that.
Order now to get Sonic Racing Crossworlds on 5 CDs or 40 cassettes.
So speaking of music, one bit of DLC we do seem to be getting that's outside of the character stuff is music DLC, and they did recently announce something new on that front. The streamer Korone, who you may know as the
dog girl,
the dog VTuber girl who did the Ukum Bukum thing from Banjo. She is collaborating with Ohtani on a new Crossworld song, which is going to hit the game in December. It's already out.
I believe, yeah, the song already exists. Like, I think he did it with her a little while back, and then this is just we're putting it in.
And then they put like a visual together where she's constantly biting this poor guy and having an adventure with Sonic.
Yeah, I believe so. Like it's like an animated Sonic thing, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this has been out for a little while.
Vaguely animated stuff that they cycle for 4 times.
Yeah.
I listened to it. It's fine. I'm probably gonna put in my playlist once it hits the game. I'll be curious to see if it's going to be one of those things that triggers the YouTube the YouTube copyright algorithm.
Hey, if you're a Sega Sonic Radio listener, no, you may not request this song.
I know that the Hatsune Miku ones don't. So far, the only one that has is Crazy Nuts.
They do not at this time trigger a YouTube copyright warning. No, you may not request them still.
In any case, so moving on to one of the big Sonic events that we barely had time for. That happened.
One
in the
of
midst
the
of all this.
seven simultaneous Sonic events that we barely touched, and honestly, let's be real here. Did any of us play a Sage game at all?
I did play a couple Sage games. I told you that I did not care for Sonic Islands.
That's
wait, no,
unfortunate.
not damn it. Was it Sonic Islands or was it the other 3D one? But I did also play Sonic Rush, Re-Rush, and that one was a lot of fun. Let's see. I need to look this up real quick. I don't want to slander the wrong game. Okay.
There was a 3D game. You didn't love it. So let's just say that.
Sonic Daybreak was what I played.
Oh, okay. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
That one looked like it had a little bit of promise.
It looks cool, but the controls are just not very good.
Oh,
like they're very difficult to get a handle of, and I kept trying, and it's like, nope, this ain't me.
That's the issue I had with the Sonic Rush 3D, whatever it was.
Which I played and had fun with. So, like, apply that to this.
I found so much challenge in those controls.
Now, the thing I will note is that they did say that they did not thoroughly bug test the game controls. So, like, and I'm not going to play a Sonic game on a keyboard. I'm not. Is this in 2003 and it's not a 2D game? I'm not playing that on a keyboard, and so I don't know. Hopefully next year it'll return to Sage, and I'll find the controls to be more acceptable. But like,
what? But what if you were reviewing a keyboard? Then would you play Sonic games on a keyboard?
No, I would probably use the keyboard to type up an article and say, "Oh, hey, this is good for typing up an article." Okay.
I reviewed a keyboard for the site where I played Sonic games with a keyboard.
Why would you do that?
Okay.
Because I need to run the keyboard through its paces. I needed to make sure that as a keyboard, it felt satisfying and useful. And
did you play any 3D Sonic games on that?
I think I played Sonic Adventure 2. Like, it was
fun. Did it have analog control?
I mean, Sonic Adventure 2 normally like has really bad analog control on PC, so it's like, so what?
Okay. Well, I'm still gonna say that sounds bad. In any case, so Sonic Rush Re-Rush. I hope I'm saying that right. Sonic Rush Rerun. I had not played enough of it to do a write-up. I would like to do a write-up after I do some Sonic hacking contest stuff. But I will say that like it's a very fun rendition of Sonic Rush on PC. And the only thing that really held it back for me was the fact that I forgot how the trick system worked. And I'm very glad that I had this experience here because one of my other games
you had to learn the trick system.
Because one of the other games for Sonic Hacking Contest uses the same trick system. So yeah, but that was all my fault. But like once I understood that, it's like this is playing well, and I'm looking forward to seeing more. So it's a cool Sonic Rush Rerun's a cool project.
There's a lot of original stuff that I need to get into, including
Roland Rascal.
Roland Rascal. Like, there's one of them that like one of a friend's roommates made, and it's like, okay, well, I certainly need to give that a shot. Just so much original stuff. Like we're getting to the point now where it's practically a Steam Next Fest.
Yeah, honestly, that's probably my big issue with Stage this year, was that, like, in terms of, like, Sonic content, I felt like it was a little lacking.
Oh, yeah. It like, hey, in my responsibilities for the website, it was very difficult. As someone who is just generally interested in catching a bunch of cool, interesting indie games, like, oh, it's fantastic. It plays to a certain type of person that I sometimes am, and it's just interesting and cool. Like, hey, I like Steam Next Fest stuff as well, so, like, what do you want from me?
And Shigs, did you touch anything from Sage?
Not unless you count that Bubsy 4D demo. No, I did not.
No, we definitely do not count Bubsy 4D. It was not part of Sage, my dude.
That has a public demo that I really.
But it does have a Sage vibe to it. Yeah, it does have a public demo now.
Well, it's from what's it called? The same dev.
The demon something.
Demon Turf, which I believe was in a Sage at one point.
That did have a Sage, yeah.
Yeah.
So Shigs, did you play anything from Sonic Hacking Contest?
No.
Okay, then it's just.
I've had a busy 2 weeks. I haven't really.
Well, you know what? Feel free to comment on what we're saying.
All right.
I don't know. How do we want to structure this discussion? Like,
well,
we can't talk about everything because you and I played a lot of stuff between the two of us.
I was just going to talk about the stuff I could remember.
How many 2D 16-bit hacks were there? Because that's
a lot.
The majority, it feels like.
A reasonable amount, but we didn't play all of them. Some definitely were a little bit more interesting than others. Some of them, there were a lot of, in Sonic Hacking Contest, the same thing will appear iteratively across multiple years. So
yeah,
I don't know if I need to see Giovanni's level pack 2 again. But yeah, I will absolutely check out Sonic Sudoku or Sonic is Alone or Sonic Like Legos. Like these are new interesting things.
Tell me about those games. We'll start with that.
Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna go. I'm starting from the top of the webpage. That's the only way I'm gonna be able to make it through this in one piece. I played Desert Bus in Sonic 1. Hey, you know how Desert Bus is a very long, very long, monotonous, heavy air quotes game? They made a very long, very monotonous, heavy air quotes game, Desert Bus in Sonic 1, where where you are in Scrap Brain, and there is a diagonal set of paths that effectively, if you let Sonic continue downward, he will get to the bottom of the screen and die. But you could continue to just run and then jump 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 onward for either 8 minutes or 8 hours. Depending on which of the modes you choose, and then you will get to the end, and you will get a ring.
Yay! A whole ring, huh?
Yeah. I'm not going to explain what Desert Bus is for context again. I feel like I do every time a Desert Bus mod comes up, but
you have to drive to Reno, Nevada, and the bus keeps listing to the left.
Yep. Desert Bus itself, hey. It's coming up as it's a charity event, Desert Bus for Hope. I like the group who puts it together. I watch it every year. It's grand fun, and I like things that try to recreate the terrible experience of playing Desert Bus.
Did you play Hatsune Miku in Sonic 1?
No. That looked incomplete. It seemed odd. It didn't seem like it fit with the things that I was looking for.
Well, I don't know. I played it on stream for a little while, and I just enjoyed having the I enjoy just having the sprite and the
Your
funny
Knuckles. You enjoy
animations.
the concept of there being a new character. It doesn't matter how that character plays.
Unfortunately, I was not. I could not play the game with sound on stream. That's the only time I had time to play it, and I have no idea of it like what music effects it had. But like, because purely from the sprite artwork, I enjoyed it.
I played Mean Bean Sue, which is sort of like it's basically taking the fact that, hey, Mean Bean Machine doesn't really have much of anything to do with Sonic. It just kind of borrows the aesthetics of Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and a bunch of the robot designs and just sort of plugs it in over top of Puyo Puyo 2, I think it is. And this effectively, like, works backwards. Like, no, it assumes that you as the player are Sonic, and it has you go up against Sonic characters. I believe the first level was against Amy Rose, second level was against Vector, and I'm not good enough at Puyo to see who is beyond that. So, but it's neat. Like, it pulls from,
that
like...
kind of makes me want to check it out. So it's like
Yeah.
So like an expanded version of the original, huh?
Yeah, it's an expanded version of it. Like, it changes a lot of the graphics so that it uses different zone themes and different zone music, and it changes the dialogue so it is more in line with, like, the opponents talking directly to Sonic. It's a neat little thing. But also it's that original 16-bit Puyo, which means it's harder than I would experience just playing like Puyo Puyo Tetris, which is not quite as brutal as the Genesis Puyo.
So what is Sonic is Alone?
Sonic is Alone is the creator was in the chat for that, and the stuff I got out of it was, or what they had told me was, it was an attempt to kind of create something that had a bit of spooky horror vibes, but without leaning into the existing Sonic creepypasta mythologies that kind of pervade the internet. And the way it generally accomplishes it is, it's Sonic 1, but every time you touch an interactable, it sort of removes aspects of the game. Removes color palettes, removes musical instruments, and just slowly becomes, like, more and more staticky until ultimately you are just attempting to get through Sonic in this weird black and white staticky mess. There is technically kind of an ending, kind of. But,
does Sonic collect another collectible, then he disappears?
No, there's, like, a secret area that you can find that just takes you through to an ending. But, yeah, I kind of get the vibes. It doesn't completely work for me, but I'm also not the audience to really throw themselves into that.
Yeah, I'm not a horror person, so I wasn't going to touch that.
I enjoyed a bit of the aesthetics of it. Like, it spoke to me in the way that I am the only person that Sonic Sad Hill speaks to, where it's like, oh yeah, I appreciate the way that this feels like nihilism. Like, I appreciate the nihilism of this. And I dig those vibes. So, yeah, Sonic is Alone. It's an interesting experiment. I don't know if it entirely works, but if you want something vaguely Halloween-y, it does the job without trying to lean into it's a Sonic EXE like you've seen online because you're 12 years old and you dig Five Nights at Freddy's and have watched way too much of it.
And now we also have Big Mouth Sonic, which
please,
is like a Sonic
not.
kaiju thing.
Can we not?
But
no, let's not.
Anyway, what the heck is Sonic Sudoku?
Hey, have you ever done a Sudoku?
No. I know it has like numbers or something.
Do I legitimately have to explain what a Sudoku is?
Okay, I guess just okay. Say it's just assume. I guess.
Okay, Sudoku is a number puzzle where the success state of the puzzle is that it's a 9x9. Wait, is it 9x9? It's a 9x9 grid that numbers slot into so that every number only appears once in every row, every column.
And is this just like a Sonic version of that?
So, you at the beginning of the game, you are presented in a hub world with a Sudoku. The Sudoku is color-coded so that, like, every quadrant, I'm going to say quadrant, but I know quadrant means 4, but I'm just going to say quadrant, you understand what I mean, is associated with a zone. So, the green one in the top left is going to be Green Hill. And there are 3 rows in that you need to fill in the numbers for. So you still have to, like, figure out what numbers you need to put into the Sudoku. But you do so by then jumping into Green Hill Act 1. And then collecting number panels in Green Hill that are associated with the numbers that need to go into the Sudoku. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this is good. I don't think it's a good way to play Sudoku. I don't think it's a good way to play Sonic. But it's interesting. It is absolutely interesting.
Sounds like it. Like, it's not something I'm ever going to touch, because that everything about Sudoku just is a no from me. But,
I like Sudoku. I like a good Sudoku, but I would probably rather play Picross. Like,
yeah.
That's probably the equivalent that I would be more inclined to play, and I have a Sega Picross, so hooray!
That's good. So
you played Sonic to be a Star?
Yes, I did, and actually, that's the one I was about to pull up on SHC. That's one of the ones that left an impression for me.
It has really good sprite art.
Yes, I love the sprite art. Like, Sonic has this funny little hair tuft. And what I find interesting about this is that it utilizes prototype elements. So you have like those little blue enemies.
And I can tell you, like, whenever I hear that or whenever I see that in like in a mod, that's usually an immediate turnoff, because trying to recreate prototypes is a genre of hack, and it's kind of an overpopulated genre at this point. But this takes a different approach to it.
I mean, it's a fairly short demo, but it's like totally original levels.
Yeah.
Even like has at least one original enemy, like this snail that's like under a traffic cone. And the little blue guys, you don't just get the standard blue guys, you also get them like in construction hacks in a construction themed level.
It feels like they've fleshed them out as characters that exist in this world.
Yeah, kind of like egg ponds. And like the boulders that you could push in the prototype, like they're here as well. Like, I need to use them to like access an area, and I need to like use one and then roll right behind it to like access an area full of like ring boxes and stuff. And like, you know, it was a fun demo. Like the level is fun.
I did not love the level design,
Ah.
but I think as a visual piece, like I said, it was interesting. I was very much entertained by the animations and the style of Sonic and the the most interesting aspect of it is it starts off with like a weird little cartoon short
Yeah.
that leads into the actual intro of the game itself, which was very cute and strange and nice. Hey,
Yeah.
this is something I want to see more of if I can. Like, I would play a later demo of this.
Yeah, one that's ideally more longer and more developed, I suppose. So, another game I played was Sonic Sunventure, which this is going to be its final release. It apparently like had larger ambitions and ideas and stuff, but they just decided to just this is it. This is the game as it is, and those ideals will just be put towards future projects. And it is again a pretty fun little game. I enjoyed the level design. It has some interesting gimmicks. There's multiple kinds of shields in this game that kind of utilize the Sonic 1 format, but like they protect you against different things and have other little attributes that kind of don't just make them copy pastes of the Sonic 3 shields. Like there's a shield that protects you against electricity. And so the game will have like a lot of electricity traps. There's a shield that protects you from spikes, a shield that protects you from fire and also gives you a double jump. And then there's like a shield that just like I think gives you the Sonic 3D blast homing attack. And like there's a whole level just built around using the shields and trying to hold on to them. And you get no rings whatsoever. And I was having a pretty good time with that. And I think that was one of the ones I beat, if I remember correctly. In addition to it was kind of more of a remix of Sonic 1 than like a brand new game, but did have a lot of original elements, I thought, including like the bosses. And the final boss was like it was like the final boss of Sonic 1, he's got like those things that come down and crush you. And this added like
A conveyor belt.
a conveyor belt, yes. That just completely changes the boss.
You were really struggling with that one. I was able to get the pattern down after a while, but like it definitely almost changes the way you have to think about it. I'll tell you that much.
Yes, it does. Especially since like generally, like I think in the original you could just kind of sit there and then just move when you saw something move.
You kind of can in this one. It's just that you have to sit there at the front of the conveyor belt, and then
I kept getting like on the wrong side of the freaking boss, so like I couldn't actually deliver an attack.
Yeah, I got some quick hits, just things that I don't want to get into detail on. I played Sonic 1 on Bird Hill Island, and it might be telling, but I don't remember almost anything from it. Like
I remembered that like I was having like some difficulty issues at points with that.
Yeah,
I know certain areas towards the end felt kind of rough. Overall, I think it was fine.
It was one of them where we're like, there's some level design ideas, but I just don't think it meshes together entirely. I think like there could be there's room for some bit of refinement. Sonic like Legos, despite whatever you think.
I want to ask you about that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sonic like Legos doesn't have anything to do with Legos. Legos aren't involved in any meaningful way. The name comes from the idea that like it was sort of an experimental rebuild of Sonic 1, where they just kind of treated the level as if it was a blank canvas and just kind of played with the different ways that you could have the level components be restructured and interact.
And if I knew that, I would have played it.
It was neat. It's the kind of thing where, like, I kind of want to see this one through to the end. I want to go back and play this one just to kind of get a sense of how they put the level components together. It seems interesting. Sonic with a pogo stick. It's kind of neat. I don't think it has a lot of meat to it. It's kind of like, I would like a game that is more fleshed out than what this demo was, but I think as a proof of concept, it's kind of interesting. Sonicvania also very much feels like a proof of concept more so than a demo. It feels like it needs quite a lot of work. The controls can be very finicky and confusing. Yeah. And it doesn't really introduce much in the way of actual Metroidvania elements. So right now it's just kind of a linear thing that leads into a final room. But like I said, I could see it improving, but right now it's still extremely proof of concept.
Mm.
Do you have any quick hits yourself in the ROM hacks?
Well, man, I had one in my brain and then it just left. Crap. Okay, just give me a second.
Eggman's Conquest.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yes, Eggman's Conquest.
Okay.
So that one, that is one I purely really enjoy because of the sprite art. Because so, like, look, one way you can get to my heart when you're a retro hack is like adapt modern Sonic elements.
Oh, this is a that I remember that one. That was a real, like, and you even touched on it. That felt like a real 2010s ROM mod set of sprites.
Yeah, it's like the animation felt like it was trying to emulate Sonic Adventure. It had like the little glowy jumps, the little glow that Sonic has when he jumps in those games. That's there. Like everything about how Sonic moves and the sprite artwork just looks like it's trying to do Sonic Adventure and does it better than the Sonic Advance games does. And that alone just makes me really appreciate it. And I remember the level design being fine for the most part. Like, it wasn't one of the games where I was like, okay, I need to leave. And like, I got to the end and everything, but this is something I really do hope we get to see more of later. And there was another one, Sonic Untitled Project, I think it was called. Where I need to pull that up on SHC to jog my memory. Come on. Honestly, like the ROM hacks are what I played the most of, so this is like going to be most of my conversation when it comes to SHC. Come on, where are you? I think you're near the bottom. Untitled short Sonic Anniversary thing. Man, yeah, no, this isn't helping. This is just another one where I really like the sprite. And finally, there's Sonic Borderline, which I remembered.
Look, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're fine with continuing to play into the stereotype that I insist that you are, but you're certainly not helping.
Well, what stereotype is that?
The one where you care very much about the character that you're playing as and very little about the game that you are playing.
Look, I did not have the chance to go back to a bunch of these games. And so, like, only the ones that I only really remember a few of them really well at the moment. And Sonic Borderline, I'm actually like going through my stream right now to jog my memory. I remember really liking sprite artwork for that one, but I don't remember if I liked the level design.
So, okay, how did you feel about this one that I did not get to play?
Yeah.
Cold Peaks Zone
Oh, yeah,
in
okay, yeah. So we're going,
Sonic 3
yes. So
AIR.
this is one I can talk about. So this is one of these Sonic Modern 2D hacks. So I played this a bunch off stream just to practice and make sure everything was going well. And one thing that did kind of catch my eye about the guy was that like he himself they themselves said like, you know, look, I don't think the level design probably isn't the best or whatever, but it's like, you know what, I had fun with the level design. And so Sonic Cold Peak Zone is this level that is inserted into Sonic 3 Air between Ice Cap and Launch Space, and it has an original boss and like 1.5 original levels in it. And the big gimmick of this is that one of the ways you get through the level quickly is you have to like there's like all these ice machines that will freeze you, and you have to like hit them at the right angle to send yourself flying through the level and like to like break through various ice barriers. And you have to do that multiple times throughout the game. It gets more complex as you go, and like does kind of add add a nice twist to the to that particular Sonic 3 gimmick that you didn't really get a whole lot of in like the actual Sonic 3. And so like I do appreciate that. Like I think technically that's like how it worked in Sonic Mania if I remember correctly. So level design is fun. And there's also a Metal Tails boss that it has a really cool design. I think it's kind of based off of the Metal Tails from Sonic Superstars, but like this one, he is like the mecha version of that, so he's a lot cooler looking.
I mean, what are you talking about? The Metal Tails? Oh, you mean the mecha is in like Sonic 3 and Knuckles?
Yeah, Sonic 3 Mecha Sonic.
Okay, I gotcha.
So like, I think technically he's called Mecha Tails, and so yeah, and so he's got kind of that cool Mecha Sonic design, and it works really well for him. And the boss battle is almost really good. My only real issue with it is that it does not give you a lot of opportunities to hit him without getting hit yourself. One of his attack patterns is just like firing lasers down at you as he flies across the screen, and like you can, and like that's like the main time you can really hit him, and you really cannot time it between his laser blasts in a way to effectively hit him without avoiding damage. And so maybe if that just had like a little bit more space between the blasts to give you more opportunities to hit him, I think that'd be a much better boss. And then you enter the second act. In the second act, and what's kind of fun about the second act is that about halfway through it, you just get ambushed by Metal Tails, and he takes you out of the level, and it's the transition to to a launch space zone.
Jeez.
So that is a very fun twist. And okay, so that was like probably one of my favorite 2D hacks from the contest. And I did also play the Cream mod during that. That was a lot of fun. She has very cute animations. It's a very well done sprite. I did play a bit of her. She can like throw cheese and stuff. So you know, you've got that unique move.
You seem to keep forgetting that you could use cheese as a weapon.
Yeah, when I was on stream, I specifically like looked it up and said, "Oh right, okay, so I can do this." Then I tried to do it while I was playing regular Angel Island Zone, finally,
go ahead.
No, go on.
I said I had a couple of Sonic 3 AR ones as well.
Yeah, like Pac-Man.
I did Pac-Man. I did Pac-Man last year, but they had some updates to it. The bigger addition from the same developer is the Puka Party Boss Bash expansion that effectively replaces a bunch of the bosses and sub-bosses with some new boss experiences and some of them are like way more straightforward. Some of them are much harder. Some of them are very bizarre, but they kind of all center around like Dig Dug as a concept, or like they replace the launch base zone final boss, the big arms, with Krako from the Kirby series that you get to fight. It's neat. It's bizarre. It's very eclectic, but the boss fights themselves are pretty challenging and pretty good. Also played Unidentified Flying Rose, which is an unusual mod. Where you play Sonic 3 AIR as Amy Rose with a jetpack.
Oh, okay, so that's the gimmick.
That's the gimmick. A lot of it just boils down to she controls a bit differently than how a Sonic character normally would. Like, she's a little bit floatier. She's a little bit floatier in her jump. She does not quite have the same kinds of offensive powers, but the most noteworthy difference is that she starts the game with sort of a horizontally scrolling shooter stage where you need to dodge missiles and throw hammers at enemies, and that's
and
kind
I'm
of how it kicks the
assuming
game
this
off.
is how you get to Angel Island.
Yeah, exactly. It's neat. It's neat. It's novel. It changes things up. The only other one I guess that I think we will both touch on. Oh well, I'll do this one, then we can both touch on one that I knew we both played. I briefly played a little bit of Sonic Jump Anniversary, which is an Android port of the Java phone game Sonic Jump. One of the later versions of Sonic Jump, so it's a little bit more graphically involved. It sure is that game. It sure is that game, and they sure did port it. And
it is something I may have checked out if I had any Android devices.
Yeah, but we both played Amethyst Earth. Yeah. That was weird.
Yes, it was.
That was real weird.
Like, I like the purple colors of the first level, but you fight fighting game characters. Like, first you fight geese, and then you as the first boss, and he is just geese, and he
Wait a minute, geese from Fatal Fury?
Yep, that
yes.
Geese Howard.
Yes. and he like fires energy balls at you, and you can just hit him. And he's a big sprite, so like the boss battle really wasn't that difficult. And then and then the second one you fight Akuma, and like the level design
My God, Lord.
is mostly fine. Like I think there's like one really cheap pit death in the first level, but then the second level. I do need to talk about this because it happened on stream.
Oh, it happened to me too.
Like there is there is a checkpoint. In the second level, which is like this, I guess it's like Asian harbor or market
it's
or
Italy.
something.
It's Italy.
Oh, right, Venice. I'm an idiot. I misremembered that, but yeah, it's Venice. And if you die, you get sent to this checkpoint, and then a moto bug will basically immediately kill you when you respawn. And it is possible to get out of it, but it is very hard. Made harder by the fact that there are no rings within like a 50-mile radius of it.
Oh yeah, you could very easily get stuck in like a death loop of like respawn, die, respawn, die, respawn, die. It's like someone in one of the comments suggested like it's only a 5-frame window that you can actually avoid getting hurt and dying, and even then, like, you are surrounded by enemies. There's an enemy in front of you, and then an enemy with a gun, or no, an enemy behind you, and then an enemy with a gun directly in front of you. So it's like, yeah, it's not
like luckily, that's not hard to fix. Just like remove the moto bug, and you're good. adds some rings right after that checkpoint, which you should always have rings after a checkpoint. But like I don't know, I thought it was fine for the most part. It was unusual, like
The novelty is that the bosses you fight are fighting game characters, and it it uses like fighting game soundtracks.
Yes, and that is like and so like I don't know, that's a fun novelty to you. Then I guess check it out.
It is a fun novelty. I liked fighting Geese Howard as a Sonic platforming character.
So the 3D games, I did not have time for many of these.
I played a
couple. The one I played the most of was Rush Tricks with Blaze the Cat, and I've actually got some footage of that up on our YouTube, and the main thrust of Rush Tricks is that it adds Sonic Rush Tricks to Sonic Adventure. Every spring, blue ramp, and trampoline you can trick off of. And frankly, I think it works surprisingly well. the entire Sonic Rush trick system is here. So like once you hit a spring, you mash the A button to just perform as many tricks as you can, and then you can like press either the L trigger to send yourself flying up into the air, or the R trigger. The R trigger to send you up into the air, or the L trigger to send you forward through the air. And both of those can be useful in specific moments. And then you hit B to like complete the trick, and that will like have all these polygonal animals jump up and cheer for you, and it's a very cool effect. Just like Sonic Rush. And like it is just cool, and it's like kind of a fun way of sort of recontextualizing a bunch of the levels. And unfortunately, like, you know, of course there are going to be some issues that arise from this because the game wasn't built for this trick system. So you do have to like be careful. Like, do not do it. Do not like do too much during the killer whale section off that first ramp, because if you get a little too enthusiastic, you will break the scripting sequence and die. And it's also very possible to use the thing that the move that blasts you forward to like also just send yourself forward and die. And like even when it doesn't, because you've got like the space in front of you, the camera does not always cooperate with it, because of course the camera in this game is kind of glitchy, and like sometimes it just doesn't work. But it adds a fun new dimension to the game that I think by and large works well. And Blaze, who was made by the same modder, although she's not technically a part of this mod, she's like a separate mod. Blaze is also really cool. Like the modder WWBP 914 absolutely nails Blaze in the Sonic Adventure style. Like absolutely nails her, and he puts her voice clips wherever he can, as near as I can tell, throughout the game. Like, by and large, when she's like in Sonic's cutscenes, she will talk like Sonic. But there are like a few lines from Sonic Rush that they will insert in there when they can. And she and again, like, this is the complete Blaze from Sonic Rush. So like she even has like her little boot jet things to let her kind of hover around. And so like even if you don't want to like use the tricks mod, Blaze herself is a really cool character mod. So check this stuff out. And that's like probably the most interesting one I checked out. I know that we both checked out the Hero Stage pack. GX, are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
You just going on. Yeah,
I guess.
I played the Shadow Generations Hero Stage pack as well. It's neat. It is very much along the lines of like, hey, whenever a new stage creator comes out, someone's got to make Mario 1-1. But
yeah,
like obviously this is a much more complex and involved version of that. And
well, like, yeah, because they had to like take Sonic Heroes levels and adapt that to Shadow Generations.
Yeah, and I think for the most part, it does a really good job. There are a couple places where it gets really wonky.
I could not beat Metropolis Zone. I just could not get across this chasm, and I don't really understand why. I don't know if you ran into that issue.
I believe I did. If Act 1, I did.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I was able to beat Act 1. I actually have some footage up on our YouTube of
Oh yeah, I meant to check to see if you did.
yeah.
I could
No.
not get past the swingy the swing thing.
No,
Like
the one that I did not get past was most of the so I think there was an update between when I played it initially and whenever I went back to take some footage. Because I believe that they added Hang Castle and the airship ones. I don't remember what that's called in Sonic Heroes.
Egg Fleet.
Egg Fleet, yeah. Egg Fleet, I had a hard time getting to work. It apparently wants me to use one of the Shadow's like air kick abilities, but I don't know how to make that work in this version. But but yeah, it's the ones that are not in the full level structure, because there are only 6 worlds in Shadow Generations. Some of them appear as challenges in the challenge structure. So like Casino Road, or Casino Park. That was adapted into Casino Park and Bingo Highway. Both were adapted into this other format through challenges. The downside is challenges don't have checkpoints by design.
Oh.
And the stages work most of the time. It's a mostly very good adaptation of one to the other with some creative use of Shadow Generations mechanics into the Sonic Heroes structure. But there's some weird stuff in it where you could accidentally die, which, I mean, you could in Sonic Heroes as well. Let's not pretend that Sonic Heroes is not also...
Sonic Heroes is perfect.
Sonic Heroes is a janky freaking mess.
It's perfect, GX. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but you also like Nights into Dreams, so what does that say?
I think that says more about Lots of people like Nights into Dreams. Shut up.
Hey,
yeah, a lot of people are wrong.
Are we talking about the original Nights or the Wii one?
I'm talking about all iterations of Nights.
Oh, boo. The first Nights is great.
First Nights is not
GX.
great. The first Nights
You're a monster. But regardless, we're getting off topic with you being wrong. Sonic Heroes.
You're gonna run into stuff like, hey, sometimes Shadow is going too fast, and the walls will not contain him, and he will fly off the
One time, I think I guess completely died on that split loop thing. Which I'm watching your footage, and it looks like you just kind of were able to run on the side of it or something after you kind of fell off of it for a second there.
Yeah, something like that. And the cameras particularly has a lot of trouble. So kind of to be true to Sonic Heroes, a lot of doors and gimmicks and other things that you need to progress only become available once you've defeated all the enemies in an area. The camera has a hard time understanding that you might have walked past an enemy. So you then you basically lose track of where they are, and unlike older 3D Sonic games where Sonic's homing attack is not necessarily linked to something that you must see on screen, Shadow Generations only will home onto things that are visible on screen. So that immediately makes it a bit difficult. You need to kind of either play with the camera a bit more, if the camera will even let you reorient itself, which it very often will not. Or you kind of have to just kind of risk walking backwards until you find an enemy, which is not ideal. Like, it's...
Honestly, I thought that you could just skip the enemies.
Not all of them. It depends, like, how many stages
I
did
did
you
kind of
actually
habitually
play?
kill everything, but I guess that kind of saved me from running into this issue.
Yeah, like, when you get to places like Hang Castle, or...
Oh, I never got to that.
Yeah, or what is it called? Metropolis...
Yeah, Metropolis
Grand
Zone or Grand Metropolis or something.
Grand Metropolis. There's a few places in there where it's like you have to kill all these enemies in order to go forward, and if like the enemies try to rush you, run towards you, and you hit some of them, but some of them are already off screen, well, now you have to kind of walk backwards in order to find the enemy that got away and take care of it before you can, go.
I would imagine this is probably kind of showing the limitations of modding.
Oh yeah, it absolutely does. Like I said, it's fascinating. It's a fascinating thing. It is definitely limited by the fact that it is built on top of Shadow Generations.
Honestly, I was surprised that the boosting worked as well as it did in this.
Oh, absolutely. Like
I think that then part comes down to the fact that the game is made to be very fast and have like lots of long tracks and stuff, but still.
Yeah. It's the dual nature of like, it's fascinating that this works at all. And it's fascinating that it works as well as it does. But under no circumstances do I want to suggest that it works perfectly.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy that it works.
But honestly, for me, it did kind of make me see that, oh yeah, Sonic Heroes without some of the Sonic Heroes stuff honestly does kind of lose something. Of course, I say this as someone who likes Sonic Heroes. But it's like, the combat isn't quite as fun, and the platforming isn't quite as fun.
Sonic platforming, or Sonic Heroes is very much built on the repetition of like, repetitious combat encounter, sort of janky platforming encounters, switch to flying, you kind of have to do this section as a flying group, switch back to combat, do a fighty thing. Like, whenever you remove that, a lot of Sonic Heroes is very simple design.
Yeah.
Like, it's very simple, very long, and occasionally pretty cut and paste.
So the final mod that I played was a Sonic Wii Leashed ported to Sonic Generations, which they've been porting Sonic Unleashed to Sonic Generations for a long time now. But
as long as we've had Sonic Generations.
Yes, but this is like, I think, the first time I've seen them do the standard definition version.
Someone somewhere remembered that the SD version exists.
And like, I will say that from what I was able to play, it is a pretty good way of playing those levels, if I'm being honest. Like, like Sonic Wii Leashed is much closer to Sonic Generations than like Sonic Heroes is to Shadow Generations, and so like a lot of stuff carries over just a lot better.
I have fond memories of the daytime stages of Wii Unleashed.
Yeah, people generally did like it back then. At least the daytime stages, like I think it was like largely considered better than the HD version. That seems to have mostly flipped.
I don't know. People have weird memories of this stuff.
If you've ever been curious about Sonic Wii Leashed, and you guess and you're like, yeah, I don't know, this is a perfectly fine way of checking those levels out, I think.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the daytime stages on the Sonic Generations engine.
I've got two more. I'm gonna go real quick through them.
All right.
Complete physics overhaul for Sonic 06. If you don't want to play Project 06, which I have not, and I'm assuming it plays at least slightly more reasonably than the actual emulated game. If you want to play the actual emulated game, this does have some improvements. Like, the characters do feel much more reasonable to control. I think the most prominent place where it's noticeable is when you're playing Wave Ocean and you get to the point where Sonic is on the auto run segment.
Yeah.
You know how painfully finicky trying to control him is.
Yeah, I remember how terrible that is.
It just feels normal. Like it feels reasonable to play. Like
Oh my god, that's an
has-
accomplishment.
he has agreed. Like it doesn't feel like you are moving at full force whenever you are turning. It feels like you can turn with some nuance. It's
Oh my god.
like and it gives some characters like new abilities and stuff. I just tried to jump into like one of the Rouge bonus stages just to see if like one of the big problems with that is that the exploration the gliding characters cannot frickin' leave the surface that they are clinging to. Like you jump off and it just sticks again. And
like one of its worst issues.
It feels like that might be resolved, but I haven't really had a whole big chance to test it. Like I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's perfect. I think I even encountered a bug in it where one of the springs just straight up kills you if you jump on it. But by and large, like, if you want to play an emulated version of that game, it's okay.
All right.
Okay.
Anyway,
So
I think we should start moving on because it's getting kind of late.
well, yeah, that was his last one. So anyway, moving on to mobile news. I've been wanting to do this story for a little while. I finally got concrete reason to do it. The Freedom Fighters got an update in Sonic Blitz's text strings, which that's just like the text for all the text strings for all the characters were found back in June.
No, they are not in the game yet. Stop asking.
No, they are not in the game. But what's interesting is that like they are there deliberately. That is clear now. Someone didn't like run an algorithm or something and like just inject a whole bunch of Sonic names in here, because they have been like updating these text strings with details for the for the cards that these characters would supposedly represent. Like Antoine's card characteristic is reduce the attack of 2 opponent cards in this lane by 2, and his friend is Bunny D. Coulette, and Bunny's is on flip, draw a card. And so it's like, we've got these they appear to like be adding like mechanic ideas to them now. Now again, this does not indicate that they are being used. When Sonic Show says this confirms that they are coming. No, they are not coming.
Pro tip: when Sonic Show says anything, it's usually not true.
Like he well, okay, look, he did reference my article and everything. I mean, he'll like take kind of news, like rumors, and then like
it's sensationalism.
Maybe be a little too confident. Yeah,
it's sensationalism.
Sensationalize things a bit.
I have no problem calling. Come at me, bro.
I do appreciate him sourcing us and referencing us. That was nice. So also we got a new card. Some new cards announced. Zaz, I'm sure you'll be happy for that, GX.
I have not picked up the game since launch, and this will not change my mind.
Really? Zaz won't change your mind?
I am not as infatuated. Like, look, the game seems fine. I might check it out at some point again, just for the sake of checking it out. But just pandering to characters I like does not change my mind about this stuff. Like,
and
that's
also
your thing. It's not mine.
And we're also getting the true best Sonic character, Johnny, and Metal Tails from Sonic Superstars.
I'm sorry. We can no longer have Johnny because we are currently in a lawsuit with him.
Johnny from Sonic Rush Adventure. So Chigs, do you play like mobile card games at all?
I've played a little bit of Marvel Snap.
Okay.
This is Marvel Snap, but with Sonic and slightly different mechanics.
I mean, I'm sure he knows that. We've talked about this before.
Can't wait to play it in a year and a half whenever it decides to release.
Oh, I'm sure it won't be that long.
Well, this game,
But,
this game 100% will not be this year. Like,
yeah, definitely not this year.
This is in its super early state right now. Like,
but this does
to make
feel like
a point,
for...
they have changed it twice.
Yes, drastically. So this used to be a 2-lane game where you could put cards in 2 separate lanes and like have them attack individually. And they had an update days before a previous episode that completely changed the whole thing. There's now 1 lane, and with 4 cards on each side.
They had to completely rework a bunch of the cards to make it make sense.
Yes, so like all the cards now do very different things, and now like they auto attack every single round. There's no way to like keep the cards down or have the characters not attack.
Wait, what? Hold on, hold on, my dude. Hold on, my dude. I haven't been around for this explanation. I've only been around for the single.
I thought I explained this on like somewhere.
Maybe.
I know I did my article, which you didn't read. I
I suppose not. Like that's a dramatic change to the game. Like,
yes, it is.
What?
I've got footage linked if you want to run it, but basically,
are we this isn't publicly beta testing. This is like, hey, we are still in the design phase of what this game should be, but we're doing it in a very public way. Like, we might be a year and a half away from when this could release.
But basically, what it does is you put down all the cards that you have the energy to put down, and then you end your turn, and any cards you put down will attack. And so you've got to do your whole deck, your whole strategy with that in mind. That's one reason why these cards had to change so drastically.
Yeah, you had mentioned that basically it sounds like the way that they have shifted is that there is not a lot of strategy in what you play when you play it anymore, or it just sounds like the entire strategy is, did you build a deck that's going to be good enough?
Yeah. And if your card survives the initial attack, like basically like if your card has another card that it has to attack, and if it survives it, then it sticks around for the next turn. And any effects that it has that will that can reactivate on the next turn, you'll get those effects again. And that's having those cards survive is part of the way you kind of build up to having 4 cards in your deck.
And to me, it sounds like that's a lot less strategic and a lot less interesting.
So the next update has removed health and attack in favor of power, and that actually does make the cards like much more defensive and much more able to survive turns if there's like another card that they can go up against. Previously, like you could have a card with like high attack and low health, or low health and high attack, and that would of course affect where you put them and whether or not they'll survive the turn. But now it's like cards the cards will just like have one thing, one metric that matters, and when they attack, if they survive, their attack is much lower, but they can also attack on the next round. And again, any effects that they can have on your deck or other cards on the field, you will get that again. And so that is kind of the big change for 1.6, is just merging those metrics into one. And I do kind of feel like that sort of allows me to have a little bit more of a defensive game. Like, I do find that my cards are surviving turns much more often now, instead of just being one and done.
I I might have to give this another shot at some point just to kind of wrap my head around it, because like on paper as you're describing it, it just sounds like they have I get the sense of why you would do this if you want it to be more pick up and play, but also it sounds like they might have picked up and played all of the joy that someone like me would get out of it.
Yeah, like I do see that. I still don't think it's as good as when it was 2-lane.
The 2-lane stuff was interesting. Like
the 2-lane stuff allowed for a lot more strategy, allowed you to build things up over multiple rounds.
It kind of let you shift what you were doing between things. It's like, okay, this there is not much reason for me to kind of focus on the left lane because they're also building up on the left lane. What if I focus over on the right lane? It felt like...
But with the new update, I do feel like I have more reason to strategize across multiple rounds instead of like, okay, I gotta use its energy as best as I can to like get as many cards as I can on the field and just hope that some of them get through and land some damage. Now it does kind of feel like, okay, so like, you know, I can play more of a defensive strategy here if I have the right cards for that or something, and like they can like allow me to like, if I have these cards and they survive these rounds, I can like land this card in the second slot or the fourth slot where they get this power up and stuff like that. And so that has thankfully added a little bit more to the game that was lacking before.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Could we perhaps let Shigs discuss his Fortnite experience and then let him enjoy the rest of his evening as the two of us yammer on?
Well, okay. Yeah. Or we could just... Oh, nah, I guess we can't really skip the rest of the...
No, there's stuff here we need to talk about. Yeah, let's let Shigs discuss Fortnite and Rocket League, and then he can leave or he can stay on, but then...
I do have a dinner to get to.
Yeah.
And I can still listen to you from my PlayStation headphones if need be.
All right.
Also, if you guys want sound samples, I did download the Sonic patch for the Waze.
Oh, that would be useful. Yes, not right now, obviously, but like maybe tomorrow.
Do you two have Do you two have like subscription? Is this like
you don't have to subscribe to Waze? No, you just download it.
No, it's a free app. It was a free download. Like I have not used Waze in
you can just use it to replace your Google Maps. And
okay,
such.
I've never had any reason to just have it replace Google Maps.
I used to use Waze back when the other apps did not have proper traffic stuff, but now they all do, so I don't touch it.
So anyway, as far as the Fortnite Rocket League thing, it's just they introduced a particular Porsche that has Sonic skins on it, and so there's a skin of Sonic on the car, or you can get one of Knuckles or of Supersonic, and it's just exclusive to that Porsche. You can't use those decals on any other cars in Fortnite or Rocket League.
How are the tires?
Yeah, the tires are just normal.
Oh, I thought they were the spinny tires.
I thought they were like unique rims
there
or
are.
something.
There are spin dash. Sorry, you're right. Yeah, there are spin dash tires. If you're playing through the Sonic event that was going through Rocket League itself, you can get you can unlock spin dash tires. You can unlock little tops for the cars, so to speak. But that's only when you're playing through Rocket League. One thing I did not realize is that my Fortnite account was tied to my Rocket League account, because they're technically separate games, although they're under the same Epic umbrella. Plus, there's Rocket Racing inside of Fortnite. So basically, those two, if you have like what is it called? The Fortnite, it's their major $12 pass that's monthly that unlocks all of the different passes. Rocket League is part of that, which I didn't realize. So, but I started playing Rocket League. All of a sudden, I have all these extra cars unlocked that I can now play through when I play my map on Fortnite. So for this, you can use this Porsche in Fortnite in the main map game. If you go over to a racing car, it'll change into that Porsche with whatever Sonic decal you've chosen. However, in Rocket League, there was this whole Sonic event besides just unlocking the decals. There's extra wheels. You could add the trap for the flickies on top of your car and everything. And there was a spin dash mode, which I found kind of both fun and irritating. So basically, you're playing the regular Rocket League. I believe it was 4-on-4 cars. And it's basically, if you've never played it, it's soccer with a beach ball and like RC cars, kind of. You're just trying to get this giant ball into the goal and then trying to prevent the other team from getting it into that goal. But there's also, for this event, a giant Sonic spin dashing ball of death that hunts you down and constantly destroying your car, so you have to reboot on the other side of the field every time it hits you. And so it added both a little bit of a danger element to the game and a little frustration when you're trying to get the goal.
Watching some of your footage and like, man, sometimes I think just come out of nowhere and just smash you.
Oh yeah, it will hunt if it gets close enough to you. It'll hunt you down, this little spin dash ball of death.
Man.
So basically, as you were playing, there was a separate if you order the Game Pass, there is an the Game Pass, I guess that's close enough.
Season Pass?
Season Pass, thank you. There was a few Sonic unlockables to do more decals, I believe, plus add-ons for the top of your car and the spin dash wheels that you could also unlock. I didn't play too much of it to unlock those items, but it's just Rocket League. It's just like I said, car soccer, and they can't really change the formula too much to make it too interesting. So it's not really my thing compared to Fortnite. But for those of you who are in the Rocket League and Sonic, it was a pretty fun experience.
And how is the Fortnite racing?
It's just the same as regular rocket racing. You basically kind of like kart racing, and you can just do whatever cars and decals you want and whatever characters you want. It really doesn't matter. But that one, you gain boosts by drifting in and out of the tracks. And once you get enough boost up, you can either save that boost to get if you get enough energy through the drift, you can either keep drifting to get a bigger energy for a longer boost, or you can just use up your boost then and keep going. So that's kind of the strategy for that. It's just a so-so like kart racer.
I admit, it did not look nearly as appealing. It did not look nearly as appealing as Asphalt.
No, it's not as appealing as Asphalt.
If only we weren't drowning in quality Sonic racing games at the moment, this might hold some value.
But it doesn't, because we got Sonic Racing Crossworlds, which is of course excellent in comparison. Now, if we wanted to skip to Waze, I can see if I can bring up.
I mean, you and Knuckles both used it briefly.
What happened? What now?
Didn't you both use it briefly?
Use what briefly?
Use the darn navigation app.
Yes. Yes, we did. My mic fell, so I missed what you asked. Are we talking about the Waze thing?
Yes, talk about the Waze thing.
Yeah, you can add Sonic as your profile. It's a little happy Sonic with wheels underneath his head, which is kind of weird.
I didn't see that. I just went into the voice options, which there are a lot of voice options now. Then I just picked Sonic.
Well, there's a full patch there. If you got your GPS on, your car is represented on the GPS map with Sonic's racing car that's always in there. Now let me see if I add I gotta go to McDonald's. Let's see, 7 minutes away. Go now. Let's see what it says.
Let's drive. Start the timer.
Yeah, apparently Sonic has a
Turn right.
Sonic like has a bunch of like starter lines, but he also like has a bunch of quips that he will just say.
Yeah, he'll just talk to you during the whole thing, which is kind of crazy. I'll have to experience it more tomorrow. I just downloaded it tonight, so I haven't really had a chance.
Apparently, he has a lot of comments on red likes.
Serious? Really?
Yeah. So
okay, yeah, I gotta try that out.
Red light cameras. I mean, like
tomorrow
he will. Red light camera coming up. You better watch out. Oh, red light camera. I guess we should take it easy. It was like stuff like that.
Never forget the old classic arcade game, Sonic is a cop. Never forget that Sonic
Honestly,
is a cop.
It feels more like he is like alerting you to the cops. And he doesn't actually want to slow down, but he knows you should. But I also drove it briefly. Unfortunately, I cannot currently remember all of the lines, but like he would generally like say turn left, and then he'd say something like watch out for badniks, or man.
I just want to say this sounds insufferable.
Say, man.
Oh, okay. It does. It does get repetitive.
I already don't like having the audio on for my navigation.
Well, you probably listen to music.
Oh yeah, of course I do. Podcasts usually.
I do a little bit of both. Yeah, I do podcasts and then.
So like this would interrupt that constantly.
Navigation breaks up the podcast, but
like
sometimes I need that, or else I'm gonna go right past the area I need.
But like before everyone's phone had a GPS in it, like I actually had a separate Garmin unit that I used.
I remember that. I never had one of those, but my dad did.
And like you could actually download customization packs for those, where you could change your car into something else, or you could change the voice packs into other things. And I broadly remember, like, if you put in a custom voice pack of something that it couldn't read, like you lost the ability for it to be able to say like road names and things. It would say
Sonic doesn't say any road names, which is good because like I didn't want to like dox myself.
Well, I mean the problem is you'd have to turn that into more of a phoneme pack that it could then construct words out of, and like by today's standards you'd be talking about like, well, we need to convert Roger Craig Smith voice into an AI, which that's not gonna fly.
But I did record some lines, if you don't mind me playing them over the mic.
Yeah, I don't know if you sure right. I guess I mean we already got some from Shigs.
Let's see. Okay. Oh. Okay, now I'm...
Great radio.
Come on. Oh, right.
You know what? We're just gonna say, hey,
we get it.
We're gonna promote briefly that Tails channel has some samples on some of their socials.
They do. I sent them to you.
Yeah, go listen to those. Like there aren't a lot of circumstances where we go promote other channels on this podcast, but go do it there because they already have them all. So yeah.
Okay.
It seems fine and annoying, and I don't think I would want it.
Oh no, I'm 100% sure you wouldn't want it.
No, I would find it absolutely insufferable.
Like I'm gonna use it one more time. Just to record something for the site, but then I'm done.
Cool. Shigs. Sonic Rumble, we know it's going to be next month. We finally know it's going to be next month. Have anything to say about that?
I'm happy that I'll finally be able to play it. Hopefully, if they suddenly not decide to.
I think I'll cruise around with you when you get back.
Okay, I guess I wanted to play that. All right.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be glad to finally play it next month. It's only been available in Europe and that for over a year, which is insane that it's taken this long.
It's been available in a good chunk of the world for like about it for like since at least like last October.
And I'm wondering what was holding them back this entire time, because originally they were going for May, and it looked like it was fine in May.
Launch scope creep. It sounds like technical like working on technical performance. Just like it sounds like, hey, my guess is that they had a product. So this is purely speculation on my part. My guess is they had a product. And then they bought Rovio. And Rovio began to give advice on that product on how to make it into a solid launch. And one of the things that probably involved was, we think that you should prioritize X, Y, and Z as your launch thing. And they began prioritizing development of X, Y, and Z. And it probably took longer to do than they expected. They also probably had a good sense. It may have also given them a sense of like, okay, how frequently should we be having updates and content drops? And it wouldn't surprise me if they also tried to build up a backlog of that stuff.
Although they were like running a lot of that stuff.
They were absolutely.
As far as I know, the only one that they seem to have actually held back is the My Hero Academia event. That was apparently definitely coming, but I'm guessing they can only run that once, and so they wanted to wait until after the global launch.
Yeah. So, I'll have stuff to talk about that, but I think it would be wise for us to release you to consume sustenance.
Yes, I do need to have dinner at some point tonight.
Excellent.
I do think that it's going to. I do think that it's probably going to come out November 4th or 3rd, because that's around when the current season ends. And given that people have to pay for seasons, they would probably want to launch the game right when that starts, so that people can aren't gonna have to buy a season that's already halfway done. So that's my general thinking on that.
Well, take care, Shigs. We will catch you later.
All right, I'll see you later. I'll mute the mic for now so I can still listen in.
All right, and feel free to rejoin us if you can.
Right. All righty. Bye for now.
Although we actually are almost done.
We still have quite a few news stories. So I guess where we left off was discussion on the Phantom Rider.
Yeah, so not a whole lot to say about these. So they announced Phantom Rider and Rival Sonic, but like a late last month, and they both picked Sonic Forces and Sonic Dash, and these are both kind of interesting additions because, of course, one is a new IDW thing, which at the moment, this is going to be the fourth one. I think we still haven't gotten a whole lot of that, but Phantom Rider.
Though in this case, it's just literally Sonic.
Yeah, it is literally Sonic, but people have been hoping that Phantom Rider would be a skin or something.
People have a real attachment to that design in a way that I don't quite get.
Cool design.
It's an okay design.
It's a cool design. It's like Metal Sonic in that there's nothing really behind that, but the design looks cool.
I feel more strongly about Metal Sonic because there is something behind it. It's Metal Sonic has a presence of menace to him
because of his design.
No, because of the fact that he does not talk, because of his various appearances and the difficulty associated with it. Think of how Metal Sonic is portrayed in Sonic Mania Adventures.
That's probably his best portrayal in a game.
And think of his portrayal in like things like the OVA.
Yeah, and that's his best portrayal in licensed media.
Like in the Sonic Colors animated short. Like there's like he has, I hesitate to say a personality, but he has a gravitas to him that I think is earned.
Again, but I feel like that just kind of comes down to the fact that he's like the cool robot Sonic, and that's sort of
yeah, but they made the cool robot Sonic like a badass, like a threatening badass.
And meanwhile, like, I don't know, Phantom Rider, he just looks cool. At least in my opinion, I guess people who like him in general. In Sonic Dash, he's just kind of your standard Sonic Dash character, of course. He's got like I think another unique dashing color or something. But that's kind of the most you'll ever get from Sonic Dash. In Sonic Forces, they like basically mine a single panel for his attacks. So it's like in one panel, like while his Extreme Gear is malfunctioning, it shoots out all this stuff. It shoots out like a octopus spitting oil and a big 8-ball. I forget what that game is called.
So
billiards ball. And so like in this, it's like okay, he can like launch a giant billiard ball to crush other players, which is pretty cool.
That's a weird selection of things that I'm curious why they went with it, because it doesn't remind me of anything that happened in that arc.
Because there's not a whole lot you can really take from this character to use in Sonic Forces style attacks. That's kind of it. Just like what's from that one panel. And so you've got that. You've also got those octopus badniks that was also in that panel. And they'll like kind of act as like landmines that will cover 3 of the tracks and spit. And like if you hit them, your screen will get covered in oil. And then I think the last one is like a boost. Yeah, it's.
I mean, most of them have a boost.
Yeah,
of
it's
some
just
sort.
a big speed boost. So shed some extra damaging cargo and speed ahead of the competition is the description. So yeah, like that last one was just kind of your standard. But so that's him, but on top of that, we also have Rival Sonic, which was something that we didn't even know existed, like I think a month ago. And of course, that's what they're calling the Cyber Sonic from Sonic Racing Crossworlds. And so it's basically just like the Sonic Racing Crossworlds tie-in character for the mobile games.
Oh, it's a nightmare to think like how many rivals that they could throw in if they really wanted to.
Yeah, like they could just fill the entire game with these things if they really wanted to.
I don't think they will, but I bet they could make it last a while.
But like what makes this thing unique is that all of its attacks are based in Sonic Racing Crossworlds, and so you've got a homing punch, which can like lock on to your foes and will like actually go over obstacles, which is not something that the projectiles generally do. And you can also launch the magnet, which will slow down other players, and is a genuine pain in the ass. Just like in Crossworlds.
I do appreciate that they I guess to highlight that's the difference between Sonic Dash and Sonic Forces is just the fact that like these characters can have more personality because they have abilities. And
finally, his speed boost is actually the King Wisp, which does have the animations, but they're like they're not nearly as fluid. They just like go through certain poses.
He's way lower poly. Lower poly.
And like he is very overpowered. Because you can boost 3 times with this damn thing. Like it is like it is genuinely just a really powerful speed move to have in this game. And it is and it is like a really useful. So yeah, so that's that. We also had like Dragon Fighter Sonic in like Dash, but I haven't touched that. I didn't even know it was in the game.
He kind of looks like his Monster Hunter armor or something.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that's probably kind of what that's supposed to be, but you know, with legally distinct Monster Hunter armor. And finally in mobile, the PUBG collab finally got officially announced. And honestly, all we got from that is like, hey, like you can stop calling it a leak, and here's
Sure.
some art.
Cool.
And that's kind of it for us because no one on staff plays PUBG.
I think PUBG Mobile is still considered one of the most profitable mobile games available on that at least has profits being tracked.
That would not surprise me. I imagine it's probably really big in East Asia.
Oh yeah, I think China has its own exclusive version that removes all like references to violence. Yeah.
How do you remove references to violence in a game where you shoot things?
I believe you just leave. I believe you just kind of surrender and leave.
Oh, I guess that's one way to do it. Anyway, okay, so moving on to our final news category, general news. Starting off, Iizuka reiterates he's not interested in a Sonic Adventure remake. So this was something that I got that I got to cover, and I took my time covering it because I could have sworn we had done this before, but no, we had like posted a tweet about it.
There have been other interviews where he was asked. It's just that we did not necessarily get to report them at the time.
Like the last one was the one that I'm thinking of was like at the end of June, and we were like, I was like still recovering from all the craziness from earlier in June at that point. So Iizuka was talking to the BBC, and they asked him about that, and he said that he wanted him and his team to use new technology to create richer, more complex, more interesting worlds. Instead of using all that time and energy to remake a game that people have already experienced, we could make a brand new game instead. I think the team is really interested in taking the same amount of time and energy and effort to really bring a new experience to the players. And frankly, like, if that is your idea of a remake or then they should absolutely not remake Sonic Adventure, because yes, like that is the right mindset. Like,
no, they should port Sonic Adventure from the Dreamcast version to some sort of retro platform.
Yes. Capcom has kind of sort of completely changed what a remake is to like something that just means you're making a brand new game that just kind of follows the same story, and that's it.
Well, it's not purely Capcom. Capcom is certainly one of the
and Square also does that with Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
That's like the whole impetus of the remake is, it's just a completely different game.
Square, like, let's be real. Square is much more guilty of that than Capcom is. Like, even understanding what they've done to the Resident Evil series,
there is a Final Fantasy fan conspiracy, or I guess maybe we can call it a fan theory, that like this is like a sequel to the original game, and it's like it proves like the cyclical world theory or something, or like it like takes place within the multiverse, and it's like meant to be a response to the original or something like that. I don't know.
But even beyond like 7, like think about like, oh, we're not going to put Live Alive on the Nintendo platform, even though Nintendo was interested. Like, well, what if we HD 2D it? What if we do that for a Dragon? What if we have these pixel remasters?
That is true, but I as far as I know, 2D HD at least takes less effort than the
Oh, I
fully
don't.
HD 3D
I don't. Well, no.
cinematic games.
Yeah, if you compare it to Final Fantasy VII, absolutely. But like,
Or the Resident Evil games.
sure, yeah. They are.
That's specifically what I'm referring to.
But you are still building entirely new assets in an entirely new engine.
That is true. But like, do these games do they completely redesign the maps and everything, or do they just kind of focus on remaking the maps?
I have not played enough of them to be able to say that with confidence.
By and large, I would assume that would be the point of doing HD 2D. Is like, hey, it's kind of like super high HD versions of the original games. But yeah, when it comes to Sonic Adventure, my preference would be like, hey, do kind of do a cheaper version of what Activision did with Spyro and Crash, where you take the assets, you take the level design and everything, and you rebuild it in a new engine.
No, just let modern kids look at our 1998 trash and be like, why did you ever like this? And have them question that.
So they already do that with Mario 64, man.
Sure. Why not?
Take those games, rebuild them, but also include the original Dreamcast editions in there as well.
No,
and part of the reason why I want
don't even take it and don't rebuild it. Don't waste your time remaking Sonic Adventure in any context.
And part of the reason why I want that is because that's the only way they'll ever be able to re-release Sonic Heroes, and so why not just do that for the adventure games and Heroes?
Don't re-release Sonic Heroes. Don't remake Sonic Heroes. There's nothing there worth remaking.
No, we need to get that game onto modern platforms.
We don't need a bad beat-em-up with bad platforming elements, my dude.
Yes, we do, and it's not a bad game. Shut up. Oh man!
Look, I understand the joy of having been a teenager at the time that a new Sonic game came out, launching on third-party systems. I was excited as anyone. I was heavily emotionally invested in Sonic Heroes. The difference is, I played other games and grew up as a person and gained taste. And I can acknowledge Sonic Heroes is... Fun. No, I am not convinced you have. I'm sorry, sir. There is no evidence that I have experienced that you have grown up into a fully functional adult.
At the very least, I have fully functional adult video game tastes.
No.
Yes.
You keep saying yes, but I don't see any evidence of it.
Oh, come on. I've talked about plenty of adult games. Albeit I refuse to play strategy games. Okay, I'll play Rome Total War, but I won't play the newer strategy games that have too much depth for me. Anyway, so that's personally I don't want to see them remake it, but they just get it on the modern platforms.
Yeah, just put together. I don't need this stuff on NSO. I don't need a subscription model. Just come up with some sort of release model for your classic games so that you can have a system to put out Dreamcast and Saturn and classic Genesis stuff. Just find some outlet so that it can be out there without having to rely on Nintendo or these weird piecemeal releases I'm glad that Capcom...
I want a good PC port, goddammit.
Sure. I would be fine with a good PC emulation. That would be fine with me.
That's one awesome thing about Sonic X Shadow Generations is that hey, Sonic Generations just works now. Isn't that nice?
I mean, it mostly works. I don't know the degree to which I would say it completely works. It has some weird stuff that it does as well.
Does it get to a point where it just will not boot, will not recognize your controller, or I don't know?
I will give you that. It is better in that light.
Sonic Generations barely works.
Yeah, that is a fair way to contextualize it.
So yeah, so like let's just get these games. Let's just get more of these games on the modern platforms. Either do it my way or GX's way, but do it. Although I do also want to see it on NSO somehow.
I don't care if it's on NSO. Like, just make a collection, make a platform, make something that you put these old games out on, because it continues to be the stupidest thing ever that they all got delisted.
Yep. And okay, so moving on. Sonic and the Olympics reunite, at least for merch. Which I admit I was a little surprised by the announcement, but there's no reason to expect that there's going to be a game that comes out of this.
No, they're. I think they might have clarified that there won't. But I'd have to look into it. I remember like wading into the comments and someone said that there was a clarification that the only real intent is to do merch. But even then, like, that the Olympics is in February. Like, there ain't time, man. Like,
well, I'm not even thinking about like 2026. I'm thinking
Sure.
2028.
I mean, yeah, maybe in the future there could be. Well, maybe in the future there could be, like, the Olympics. Look, the Olympics are in a real stupid place right now. They're in a, like, they're always in a real openly corrupt place, but this is a real stupid place the last couple years.
Like, I remember, like, there used to be, like, the story of how, like, the Olympics would come to town, and then, like, they destroy the town and leave, basically.
Knuckles. So this year was supposed to be their first, like, esports Olympics.
Really?
Not their first esports Olympics event. Like they've done some sort of, like, other thing, and the game selection was real stupid that previous time. But this was supposed to be a formalized event. It was going to happen this year. It has been delayed until 2027. You want to guess what country is hosting this supposed Olympics esports event?
Saudi Arabia?
Sure is. Sure is.
Like, just say esports, and I'm just going to assume Saudi Arabia, because that's what
Yep.
they've been doing.
Yep. And they couldn't get things together, and I can bet that whenever they do get their frickin' act together, that they're going to get a lot of people who aren't willing to go down there for all the reasons that people should not go down to Saudi Arabia.
Yes, like I kind of feel like
especially in the esports community. You know,
Yes.
the one where Saudi Arabia tried to buy more esports, and then suddenly people basically boycotted it because, you know,
I don't want to get
the
I don't wanna, like, get
homophobia,
arrested
the
or whatever.
transphobia, the transphobia and homophobia linked to their laws, the ongoing slavery that goes on there, the actual literal acts of terrorism against people in the United States.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, my complaints about Saudi Arabia and their connections to esports and sports washing, we can move on from that. But the Olympics are dumb right now. Like in the Paris Games, they abandoned the Mario and Sonic license, or the generalized Sega license. So
Like
it'd be like, what if
right?
we pardon?
It was NFTs, right?
So they contracted a Web3 company to make them a game that they released onto phones. And apparently it was, like, kind of crap, and it had NFT hooks. And it's like, well, did you actually get what you wanted out of this, or could you have gotten a much more reliable income from, like
I've got to
slicing
mention
it
that,
out?
like, there's at least a chance they came crawling back to Sega after this.
I would not be surprised if, like, hey, it's too late to do something, but, like, could we maybe just, like, get some licensing money from this? Like...
And, I don't know, maybe a game in 2027.
I... I don't love them consistently, but I do generally like the Mario and Sonic games. Like, they're not the best minigame collections, but over
And
the
this
years,
next one being Los Angeles.
they've gotten better. Like, I
Yeah.
personally think that they have gotten... Like, if you compare it to that first game is trash. That first game
It was
is...
very basic mini game collection. The final one is like, it's got a whole single player campaign to it, and like,
Yeah,
like retro mini games.
Tokyo is good. Tokyo is good. I legitimately think Tokyo is a good minigame collection.
And
Yeah.
so like I'd certainly be interested in seeing what they could do for like Los Angeles.
Yeah, absolutely. Make more of these. Make more Mario and Sonic just general minigame collections. You don't even have to make it around the Olympics. You could just make something that isn't a Mario Party game. Like, just give me the minigame collections that aren't Mario Party that have a little bit more thought put into them, because, by God, it doesn't feel like Mario Party's getting better. It's selling more, but it doesn't feel like it's getting better.
I'm always like considering, should I get the new Mario Party or should I skip it? Because I don't know. Like I'm open to trying one out, but the Jamboree one just sounds expensive and bad.
Jamboree has the problem where it just feels like it takes forever. Like, it just feels like it goes on forever. It feels like the buddy system just takes way too long to get through. There's online components where, I watched a lot of online games of it, and anytime that the Donkey Kong minigame comes up, it is a music minigame, and it has lag. What is the one genre of game that there's no reason for you to ever have lag, because you can have every player have their own synchronicity with it? It's a rhythm game. It's easy to figure out a rhythm game and have things synced up, but no, they decided to go ass backwards with it.
Well, personally, of course, what I'd love is like a Mario and Sonic platformer or RPG or something.
What you would love is for Shadow to continue to exist.
Yeah, I do like Shadow, and they did recently trademark Shadow the Hedgehog again as a game. Which, hey,
hold on.
Didn't they do it for like a bunch of categories?
It's a bunch of categories. Let's not assume
Including
that
games?
it necessarily...
I didn't say a new game. I said as a game, as in like that category. But yeah, they trademarked or re-trademarked Shadow the Hedgehog. There's of course no reason to think that anything's going to come of this, or that it's meant to be for like a game or something. Like, we get these trademarks all the time, and like sometimes
trademark literally means that they are protecting the words Shadow the Hedgehog. Like, if you're thinking like, oh, this means something is coming, no, what you're looking for is a copyright.
They trademarked Skies of Arcadia, and then like a month later, we got a vinyl album.
And they could have just trademarked Skies of Arcadia because it was like, well, we need to protect the fact that we might want to do a vinyl album for this, and, maybe we might need some other stuff for this. Like, it's just putting your flag down to say, hey, we think that we want to use these specific words or this specific iconography to do something with.
Of course, it could also mean that they're going to, like, remake Shadow the Hedgehog.
It likely does not mean that. It
does not mean that.
Dozens of reasons why it does not mean that. But they are giving him a Batmobile.
Yes, they are. And man, I keep getting tempted to buy these toys, and this is another one.
This one's actually kind of cool. I'll be real.
Yeah.
I'll be real. This one's kind of cool.
I don't think like Shadow glows, but
it looks like the Burton, it looks like the Burton Batmobile, right?
Yes, except it has Shadow's logos on the hubcaps.
Like, it's so dopey that it's funny. I might not get this for myself, but I might get this for my friend's kid. Like he's at the age that I think this would be entertaining for him. He's not big into Batman at this time. He likes it. He likes his Spider-Man because of the cartoon going on with it, but he is apparently a Shadow fan, and
Yes,
I could stand to ruin his parents.
Okay, if they're a Shadow fan, then this would be perfect. As so far
He's
haven't
like 4. Of course he's a Shadow fan because people who can I say the spiciest thing I could ever say on this show that is so
Sure.
completely insulting to our audience.
I'm
Yes,
a Shadow fan. I can deal with it.
you see, he's 4. And as we know about most Shadow fans, you've basically got to be 4.
Is that it?
That's it. I'm accusing
You're
them
gonna
of
be
being
meaner.
children. I'm accusing them of being children.
Okay, fine.
That's the insult. And like
I
young
like-
children.
Like, that's just Sonic fans in general, GX.
Oh, no, you just went spicier than me.
Sonic is a children's franchise, and we all need to accept that.
For
especially the
4-year-olds.
ones who
He's saying
refuse
that
to.
it's for 4-year-olds. You are a toddler if you are. You are a preschooler if you are a
You know
Sonic
what?
fan,
Those
is what
are
he
the
is
kids
saying.
who will most be able to enjoy the first Sonic movie.
I can't disagree with you there.
But, alright. So, speaking of animation, or movies, or I don't know, filming, movie thingies. Chaotix is getting a Halloween special this Friday. Because barely missed the show.
Cool.
I really hope we just get a 16:9 release and it's not like, I don't know, cropped to for TikTok for some reason.
I don't know, this would be our second holiday focused one. Like we had the Christmas one. Challenge Case.
Yeah, that one was fun. Although did not have the Chaotix branding.
No, it didn't, but like the Chaotix branding didn't exist at that point.
Yeah. So yeah, like hopefully it's gonna be along those lines. I imagine will like it'll take place after the final episode, and like have the Shadow and Sonic Chao doing things.
I just hope that it's cute. Like that's all I really want.
And speaking of cute, our final little thing for the night.
Are you going to suggest that the Chaotix are cute?
I mean, Amy is cute in this on the first page. Got this cute little smile. But yeah, SBO is as well, especially when he's trying to look serious. So yeah, we got some preview pages for the 30th anniversary, written by Daniel Barnes. And I'm digging what little we've seen so far. Looks like we're gonna like get 3 different perspectives on some case that the Chaotix worked at the Mythsonian, which I do appreciate that name. And I don't know, I like the Chaotix. They're like the best thing about modern Sonic in terms of characterization. They are my favorites.
I would say I don't necessarily agree generally, but I do think they are very good in the IDW series.
They're great in IDW, which is like where most of the Sonic character writing comes from these days.
Sure.
And they're great in Crossworlds.
Yeah.
So,
I skimmed some pages on this. Like, it looks good. It looks pretty good. Like, this looks better than most of the specials that I that I sit through with IDW.
Well, the 30th anniversary comics are generally, good, I think.
I
will always be a little sad that this could not be classic Chaotix, but whatever. I'm just happy that my boys are here.
They have not made any efforts at any point to kind of bring back classic Chaotix since Knuckles Chaotix, have they? Oh, I guess Fighters, but like we have never, once they went in Heroes, Like,
They're
even
basically treated like new characters.
yeah, even in the classic branding, we have never again seen, like, hey, we've never had Sonic channel art of, like, classic Espio or classic Vector or classic Charmy. It's like a fissure was drawn where Mighty and Ray can kind of exist in the classic thing, but the Chaotix cannot, which is very weird to me.
Honestly, I wonder if that's one reason why we haven't gotten Knuckles Chaotix in any capacity.
I don't think that would stop them. I think they just don't see value in re-releasing it or trying to emulate 32X again or anything. That's my guess, at least.
Like, I don't know, they've emulated it before. What? But yeah, like the closest we've gotten to a modern acknowledgement was in that Fang 30th anniversary miniseries.
But I don't really have that many complaints. Like the classic Chaotix, as strange as it is to kind of have that divide, like, they've really embraced the detective agency team part of it, and that doesn't exactly fit with where they were they were attempting to go with those characters early on.
Not at all, no.
No.
And I do just enjoy their interactions and their dynamic, and it looks like we're gonna get a lot of that here.
Like, to me, it makes a whole lot of more sense that they are effectively an Aqua Teen Hunger Force, as opposed to even whenever Archie was trying to make stories with them. Like, I don't think Archie ever found much of anything interesting to do with the Chaotix.
I don't know. Of course, I have fond memories of the Knuckles comics and stuff, but
They were on occasion Knuckles' crew, and that was kind of the beginning and end of it.
Yeah. So I think with that, we're done.
Let's get out of here.
Yes.
I want to go to bed. It's midnight. This is a 3-hour, 40-minute podcast.
Yeah, we have way too much. Oh, God.
For a closing, our opinions are, of course, our own, but the show broadly is under the banner of Sonic Stadium over at sonicstadium.org, one of the internet's longest-running Sonic fan communities. You can find this news coverage and so much more over there. Once again, that's sonicstadium.org. Up on the docket this week, coming up on Friday, we have a episode of SEGA Sonic Radio. And assuming that I do a stream next week, I think we're going to try to dig into some Minecraft. That seems like a thing that we could do.
Yeah, that seems fun.
That seems like a thing to do.
So what's going to be the theme for SSR?
God only knows. I need to figure out between tonight and tomorrow.
Okay. You are due a Packtober, remember?
Packtober's probably going to be in 2 weeks, and then Halloween in 3. So I got some of those a little bit more situated, but I need to figure out. You know, how about in Order of the Chaotix we do something historical, because we don't focus on a lot of like there's a lot of ancient ruin stages. But
yeah, we have a whole character that's all about ancient ruins now.
Kinda. We have at least 2, don't we?
Are you counting Relic the Pika?
I was also saying Professor what's her face that just got introduced.
See, Professor T.
No, the woman that was in Tails Tube.
Sonic red hair girl. Oh, god damn it.
That one. I don't care. Someone will say it in the comments and they'll get to feel good because they remembered something that I didn't.
Yeah.
Peace, y'all.
Yeah, see ya.